It's coffee. It's comics. It's music. It's Nerds on Coffee.
Oh my God, are we live?
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
This is Kyle Perrin.
That's fuck you. No, it's not.
This is Kyle Perrin.
Yes, it is.
We've got this may be one of the only episodes Matt's last episode for sure when we had Austin in was I think the first episode you didn't give me shit about just how we intro the show.
Well, because you're getting better at it. You're just getting snarkier. Before it'd be too dry. I don't really care if you say your name. I just care that it's not blah. Yeah. You have such a great intro. And then it's hello.
Hey, today we're going to be discussing.
And I'm like, dude, that just doesn't sound cool. You already lost me.
Eastern African butterfly migration.
That sounds tight.
I would watch the fuck out of that. We have another guest today.
Wow. She has a big brother.
No, she.
I do.
Kaitlyn Herman.
She was on last season, Big Brother. Certified life coach, right?
Yep.
True.
Yeah.
Gangster. Fills in for Jonna on Yep, I Did That.
Yep. Yeah, so...
All true.
All true.
All true. These are all facts.
I did my
These are all
homework.
things.
No, you really did. My God, what else do you know about me?
We'll save that for later.
Fine.
Hair looks great.
You like it?
Yeah.
Oh, is this not normal?
To be honest, it's not that it's not normal, but I would say that probably 100% of the time that Kyle sees me, I'm either going to or from working out and my hair is up.
I already like you.
Or
Like you
IKEA.
do.
Or two from IKEA.
Or IKEA, or he's building something for me.
Have you seen some of the furniture he's built in my house?
Why the fuck would she have seen first
Have
in your house?
Have you invited me to your place?
I have. You have an open invite.
Okay, well, now that we know it's an open door policy, I'll
It's an
check
open
out
door
the
policy.
furniture.
The catch is that he lives in Marina Del Rey.
Oh, do you really?
On the water.
I say that, the catch, not that it's a shitty part of town. It's actually an incredible part of town, but it's just
beautiful.
so goddamn far away.
No, yeah, you're far.
What part of town do you live in?
My coffee table.
That is sick.
Yeah. Here, this is it in the house.
That's so cool.
I weaved the rug too.
Yeah.
Made it. No, I didn't really.
I was gonna say, my God, I need you to make shelves for me. When you
Before
get to
Does
jazz.
Anne need
Before we
some
get
company?
too deep,
Yeah.
normally on this podcast, I give Kyle coffee because the beautiful irony of the podcast is when we started, Kyle had never tried coffee.
Yeah, never had coffee.
So
before,
part
never tried
of every episode is I go bring a cup of coffee from a different place and he tries and talks about it. But we did a coffee for the last episode. So this episode, Kyle had me buy this Better Booch kombucha, and I've only ever had the GTS.
Yeah,
Ever. So I'm which is that one.
Yeah.
So I'm about to try this. And
you haven't taken a sip yet.
I haven't taken a sip yet.
I'm really excited. Go ahead.
Oh, that's amazing.
You like
it
it?
good?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
so-
the biggest ginger fan, but that's a great brand.
Yeah, no,
I
that
love
is.
ginger.
I love
It's
kombucha,
not.
yeah.
It's not too. Do you like ginger if it wasn't too strong?
Well, to me, because I don't like ginger, there's really not a way to make it not too strong.
that.
And so it's like my fucking racist uncle at Thanksgiving. He's like, he's never going to be not racist even if he's not talking. It's just it's
Right.
like, I just
It
don't
just
like
exists.
him. I don't really have a racist uncle to my knowledge, by the way. But
I bet you do.
No, I bet everybody does.
I mean,
we all
you're
do.
from the Midwest, South, so you definitely
No, I'm
do.
from Texas. Not either of those things.
Right. Texas is its own
neither-
entity.
Texas is its own thing.
Right.
Like,
As I've said before, Texas has more tigers in captivity than there are free in the world.
100%.
Yeah,
That's a real fact.
That's a real fact.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
that's
dead
a real
serious.
fact.
That makes me so sad.
You know what I'm sad about? I made this fucking foam hood for this microphone, and it's just, I can't even see your face. You know what?
I'm just also small. Oh,
We're going to go without.
Okay.
for this
Wow, you
episode
just Bob
tonight.
the Builder that.
No, I really did. It looks like such a piece of shit. There are really professional versions of this. And before he came over, I was like, what can I do to cut Matt's laugh out of the
you can't.
out of the
Thank you.
peripherals of this other microphone that we
Let
have to
him
use?
exist
It's arts
as
and
he
crafts
is.
time.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
no, it's
So-
fine. We're fine.
to
Everyone's fine.
something I want to ask you before the podcast. I'm just going to ask on now. Is
Yeah.
I want to go live from your Instagram.
You want to do that now?
Yeah, let's do it because I want to go live from your Instagram while you life coach me.
Oh no. See, Amanda said you'd be cool. I was I don't want to put her on the spot. I don't want to think that we
Give
go
it to-
live or whatever.
Guys,
It's like,
I don't know how many people are going to come on this, though.
that's fine. Who gives a shit? It's not the
If
point.
one person comes on, it's better
No,
than
it's
Yeah.
not going to be one.
You see how fucking condescendingly she just looked at you? Because we just got the polarized.
Guys, well, let's wait till... Actually, let me turn this off.
Yeah, so we just got the.
Yeah, do you want to
polarized-
give it to Danny? She can do it for us.
You want to?
That's why she's here. Yeah.
Here. So right now we're already up to 51 if you want to just like
Oh,
say
wow. Hello.
So we just, for those of us just joining on the live and in the future when you're listening to this, we just got the two spectrums of Kaitlyn's personality. The first one, which
know, that
you
was
offered
really
up,
terrible.
was super humble. You're just like, well, I mean, I just don't know who else going to be on. And Matt was like, well, you said something, and she was like,
She was like, I don't know how many people are going to be
Yeah.
on. And I said, well, if there's one person on, it's better than
And
us.
then
She's
she
like,
immediately like gave you this look. She was like, "There's gonna be more than one. You fucking uncultured swine. There's gonna be more than one." And then immediately, as soon as we turned it on,
There's
the
50 people.
The moment she turned it on, it was like 50
Danny,
people.
what's
and
the
she's like,
concurrence
No,
on it
there's
right
probably
now?
not that much.
Almost at 60.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, see, like that's not a lot. Like
No, but that's great.
when I got off the show though, like it was like people wanted to be like, okay, like what's going on?
So
Like,
tell
what
us
is she
about that.
doing?
What was it like?
Well, first of all, real quick,
Yeah.
we're going live right now. This episode's not going to air for a little bit, for a couple weeks. But why are we live right now? Like, what are you doing?
What do you mean? On
Like what? Like you're on our podcast, Nerds on Coffee.
Yeah.
And
do you want me to
then-
coach you?
Yeah. So she's on Nerds on Coffee. We're gonna
Introduce yourselves.
I'm Matthew. This
Yeah,
is Kyle.
Kyle.
Middle names, anyone?
Levy.
Are you
Blaine.
Jewish?
Super Jew.
Okay.
Could you not tell from the nose?
No, and like
love how she
wasn't
just
paying
fucking
attention,
right out
but
ass,
he's like
like-
Matthew Levy. I'm like, come on, like you are my person.
Yeah, look at that hair.
Have you been to Israel?
Yes.
Did you go on Birthright? Of course you did.
I mean, dude, I have like a.
When did you do Birthright?
2012.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm.
We're not a practicing Jew, though. I mean, you couldn't give less
I'm
of a
Jewish
fuck about it. Like,
culture.
Jewish.
Yeah.
you're Jewish.
No, I mean I
Yeah.
know all of the holidays, all the culture. I'm very culturally Jew.
You're Jewish.
Yeah. No, so I'm actually a very unique Jew. So I'm 100% Jewish.
Yeah.
But I'm also 40% Egyptian and 50% Brazilian.
Cool.
Yeah.
That math doesn't make sense.
And 10% Polish.
Excuse me, what?
40, 50, 10. Come on.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna
Moving
accept
forward.
it.
Moving forward.
forward.
What? How's that math not make sense?
No, it makes sense now.
Okay, thank you. So you're gonna life coach me. Let's
What-
do it.
Tell me what's up with your life. What do you feel like you need to change? Do you?
I don't know. My girlfriend just left me.
This is dark.
Yeah.
This is taking a dark
and
turn.
then I've been working on a novel for almost 3 years, and the file got corrupted.
So now what? What's the plan?
I have it like as 100,000 word papered book that I've like
Okay,
retyped.
well let's take one thing at a time. Let's start with the girlfriend
Yes.
because you brought that up first. Like, are you upset?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Should we not talk about this?
No, I can't in good conscience like put you in a situation to tap into your skill set whenever he's just full of shit. Like that was the joke.
Oh my god, you don't have a girlfriend that just left you?
No, he does. He has the opposite of a girlfriend
who I'm
that
about
left him.
to
He has
propose to.
he has a girlfriend that won't leave him. But he wants her to be there. To be fair,
Yeah,
she
no.
won't leave, but he doesn't want her to go, so it works out.
Guys, I can't do that.
No, Matt's book's actually doing really good.
I actually pre-screened both those points to Kyle beforehand.
and
I was like, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But then I was just, but
no,
then
but I
like,
got sad for a minute. I was like, no, like let's
No,
take a step.
no. Alexis is amazing.
Is that
yeah,
her name?
Yeah,
Yes.
she's dope.
Are we sure that's her name?
Yeah, her
Like
name's
I don't.
Alexis.
What's truth?
What's
anymore?
true anymore? I don't know.
I don't even know.
We can cut that off anytime you want, by the way. It doesn't
Oh
matter.
yeah, we could take it off whenever. Okay, bye guys. Love you.
No, so we're not going to lie to you about our personal lives anymore.
Please don't.
But I think this is a perfect.
33 viewers.
There we go.
How many?
That's like actually nothing. I swear. Like
That's great.
There was a point where it was not.
Like
was it? Like,
thousands,
what was,
like
like,
thousands,
the-
let's say the day I got out of the show. Well, the next day because you get your phone back the next day.
So you didn't have your phone for...
No. You don't have any communication with the outside world.
Does that make you go crazy?
Yes. Like I was not myself. It's really a crazy thing.
Were you not expecting it to be as hard as it was?
Nope. Like it's one of those things where you go in. Everyone thinks when they go in, they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna win. Like this is so good. Like I am sociable. Like I'm all of these things. Like I'm totally gonna win." And then it's like the second you walk in that door, you're like, like this probably isn't gonna happen for me.
shit, I've made a
Yeah.
terrible mistake.
I've made a terrible mistake, and this is a huge problem. But yeah, I
And
mean,
how far did you make it?
so if you watch the show,
I
like
haven't watched. That's why I'm asking all these questions.
like, you know, that's fair. Technically, I got out on day 37, but you're sequestered. I was gone for about 60 days. Like,
Oh,
because
wow.
you're
Because
sequestered.
Because there's a
and-
process that leads
Yeah.
up to
Wait,
the
what does
actual
that mean by
filming.
sequestered?
So, like, we're taking, like, I don't have my phone. Like, we're taking,
For
like,
the entirety of the filming.
yeah.
and
You're
leading
in
up
a
to that,
house.
too.
And
So, like,
leading
yeah.
up, yeah.
So where did you go from 37 to 60?
So it's the beginning that I wasn't in the house. So like they take me, I'm in a hotel, like we do press and like all of the press junkets and all that stuff, and then you move into the house. And then from that point on, day one to actually technically I was in the house for about 48 days because we're in there for like a whole week.
They like
and
you
then we
acclimate a little
start.
bit and then they start filming, or like.
I mean, everything is fair game for them to show,
Sure.
but the live feeds don't start
Oh, gotcha.
until a certain point.
And at what point were you like, I fucked up?
The second I walked out on stage and saw the audience like look at me.
Oh no.
It's like one of those things because like the house is connected to a live studio audience
I
lot.
don't think I knew that.
Yeah, every
Wait, which-
Thursday someone gets evicted.
Right.
So when I get out,
I guess I didn't think about the fact that it would have to be connected because you guys
Yeah.
can't fucking leave.
What
Yeah, no.
network
Yeah.
is it?
CBS.
So is it on the CBS lot in the Grove?
It's not that one. It's the Studio City one
Got it.
on Radford.
Oh, Radford. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where our house is. It's basically built within a
Got it.
building.
That's wild.
And it's beautiful and gorgeous
Sure,
and
yeah.
great, but like
All the best appliances, the best foods.
oh yeah,
everything.
the food's like the best part, but it's not good in the beginning when like there's 16 of us and they only refill the storage room on Fridays and like we're hiding avocados from each other and we're like
Stop
fuck
it.
you, like yeah, and then that will like cause like a problem.
this answers what I always say to you about
Which is
we're
what?
one step away. We're one step away. I have this saying that I always say that I believe humanity is like one small catastrophe away from like Neanderthalism.
Just going to the Wild West. And for people on Big Brother, apparently it's just not having their fun.
Oh, I think it's like a lot.
Well, no, I know. I'm like oversimplifying this to
Yeah.
be.
But like I
an
say, like
asshole
things
about
like
it.
if like we didn't have water or like if all electricity went out.
Yeah.
Right. Like we would go back to our primal instincts like that.
Totally.
What So what did you do pre Big Brother? Were you a life coach?
Yeah. So
Okay, so that's not a consequence of you being on the show. That was like your passion.
yeah. Well, I went to school for music business. That was my
No
major.
way.
Yeah.
Where?
At SUNY Oneonta.
Are you a New Yorker?
Yeah.
Oh,
from Long
tight.
Island.
From Stuytown.
There you go.
Let's go.
So-
Where in
so-
Long Island?
Plainview.
Okay.
NASA.
Yeah. I have a lot
So-
of friends from Great Neck.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Right nearby. My
Yeah.
brother works at Great Neck High School.
Tight.
Great Neck North. Anyway, so bottom line was I went to school for music. I thought I was going to be like the next Ari Gold from Entourage, like woman, killing it, agent, the whole thing.
Love it.
Then realized after about a year and a half in a really great job in the city in Union Square, like really great music
Can you talk
management
about
company. Like, yeah, because I don't give a fuck.
Which one?
But it was called 21st Century Artists. Like, we managed, like,
Because I work in music full time also.
oh,
I don't know if you know-
awesome. Yeah. So we managed, like, old school, like, the Commodores, the Temptations, Christopher Cross,
Tight.
like,
Great.
So this
Anita
was in
Baker.
Union Square?
Yeah, that's where our
So you
office
went to
were.
Republic for lunch every day?
I didn't, but we would order in. But yeah, that's so funny that you know that. But
Best pad thai in New York.
That's amazing.
I've never had the bad chai.
What?
Yeah.
Republic closed also. It's so sad that you've never
I
had
haven't
it.
been there in like 3 years.
I know.
There you
Anyway,
go.
so once it was such a small company and I was the only girl there and I was not really treated with much respect and I would try and I interned for the company when I was still in college. Like I was back. I thought maybe there would be something, but wasn't the case. My boss was super disrespectful. It wasn't right. It didn't
Totally.
feel right. So I kept thinking to myself, it all started, the coaching thing started because I realized that my role within the company started to become like me coaching these artists. So like one of them, Christopher
That's
Cross.
half of management.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Christopher would be like, I don't want to do these meet and greets anymore. And then I would be like, let's try to remember like why you started this.
You gotta,
like,
yeah.
I sympathize with that statement.
oh my God, which one?
The you having to explain
Well,
why
there's
we
just
need
so
to
many
meet and
aspects
greet.
of music management
Yeah.
that are fucking babysitting and then logistics
exactly
and
it.
then planning and then also like actually being this person's like emotional cheerleader so that they don't collapse in on themselves like a dying
Exactly.
star
Right.
because they don't want to get out of bed and talk to 30 people. It's
Exactly.
Like, fuck you,
So
man. Like you
I've been a
chose
Makes
tour
this.
sense.
Like,
manager for 10 years.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Are you stressed?
Am I stressed?
Yeah.
Well, not at this moment, probably not.
No, but during shows, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
tough.
I do like platinum recording artists, like major production.
That's amazing.
So
Yes, I've been everywhere in the world, but it is.
That's really cool.
It's really what you said, hand holding.
Yeah, and it's not for everyone, and like that's just what I started to realize. The beginning of it was
Yeah.
me being super stubborn. I was like, "This is what I said I wanted to do. This is what I went to school for," but I was not happy.
So like internally you committed, and so like you had
I was like, no, I'm
this
doing
element
it.
of pride about it. You're like,
Exactly.
yeah.
And then it got to the point where I was like, well, let me think, what am I doing here? Like, I'm actually like coaching these people. And then weird synchronicity started to happen where I was like meeting a lot of coaches and like seeing a lot of stuff. And I was like, let
Because
me
a lot
just
of
look
artists
into
actually
it.
tap into that
Yeah.
profession as well to like help them, and so you say
Right.
that you kind of like had this like rollover experience with them through working with people who needed help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exact. And it just I started to realize more of like, well, what's my purpose? Like, what is my purpose? And I realized it's to serve people. It's to like help people figure out what their purpose is, because I
Yeah.
realized that mine is
So
to
you're a
serve.
helper, you're a healer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
So while I was still in the job that I had, I found a program that I got accepted to get my certification in coaching that would take about a year.
I didn't even know that you had to get certified until we were talking about
You
this
don't
before.
have to do
Yeah.
anything, but I am not going to
But it
like
makes-
half-ass it.
No,
you know,
no,
like
that's
I would be
tight.
legitimate.
So
you
was
know?
it in New York where you got your certification?
Yeah, so it was a New York-based certification, but a lot of it, like you had to do a lot of like hours. So it wasn't necessarily like I had to go to class. It was just online stuff, but
Cool.
also like there were different things that we
And
have to go
you've
to.
been working for yourself ever since?
Yeah, I started my business, K
Tight.
Coaching, and
So
Kind
what
of-
would you say?
Do you spell coaching with a K?
I don't.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Like fuck people who do that. I hate that
You're
shit.
welcome.
I hate that shit.
Also, I just like don't like the whole like KK situation. 'cause
Yeah,
Yeah.
one more
like-
K, you're fucked.
Yep.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah,
you're-
just gotta
you're
be
2
careful.
out of 3 there.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah, you're 2/3 a supremacist at that point.
Exactly.
We can't be out there.
Yeah,
You already
nobody wants.
you're already blonde, fair skinned. It's like you can't like you're color you're like a pair of color contacts away from being fucking
That's
Nazi.
exactly colored contact.
I'm just saying visually, but like get to know you.
Yeah,
You're,
get
like,
to know me.
Get to
Do you
know
live in
you for
Burbank?
you.
No, I live in Van Nuys now.
Oh, wow, that's really far
What
from Marina.
side of Van Nuys do you live on? Like the Panoramic City side or the Sherman Oaks
The
side?
Sherman Oaks
Okay,
side.
good.
How
But
far are you from
also-
the 405?
Probably like 30 seconds.
Yeah,
like,
not
Oh,
far.
so you're not far from me. You can on off hours.
Right, on
Well,
off
because on the Sherman
hours.
Oaks side, you hit like Sepulveda and you just pop right on the 101. The ramp's right there.
Exactly,
Like,
but I will
easy.
say
30
that
seconds.
I wouldn't go for like a run at night in my area.
And see, that's
Oh,
the thing.
really?
Because Amanda and I used to live on the Van Nuys side of Sherman Oaks. And like, well, Van Nuys Boulevard runs north and south, and that's kind of the divider. And then you go up past like Moore Park and
Yeah.
really past Burbank Boulevard. You start to get into like the Van Nuys territory.
Yeah,
and,
no,
like,
that's like kind of me.
Yeah, no, totally. Which that's a good area to live in. You're accessible to a lot of like both ends of the valley. You pop down to Hollywood. You
Yeah,
got
it's
101,
easy.
405. You got West Side, and so it's a cool part of town. But yeah,
Yes,
It's
I
perfect for me because when I moved here, I didn't expect. I lived with my cousin when I first moved here last year, but then after the show, I was like, I gotta get my own place. Like I can't have a roommate. Like I need my own place, and it's so expensive in Santa Monica. Like I couldn't find like an affordable one bedroom.
nobody can.
Yeah,
That's what-
not in this
so-
time.
So me and my girlfriend Alexis live in Marina, and we moved from Venice because Venice is great, but there's a lot of homeless.
Yeah,
and
there
it
are.
doesn't always necessarily feel the safest at night. Yeah. So I basically use the logic: hey, if we live by the boats, there's got to be people making sure that no one's jumping
For
on the boats,
sure,
right?
yeah.
So we moved literally.
And you're happy there?
I mean, we moved less than a month ago.
Oh, okay. This
Well,
is
if
so
there's
new.
one thing that humanity's proven they're going to take care of more than a person, it's a $50 million yacht.
100%.
So-
That's my logic, right?
Move to the docks. You got security cameras growing out of your fucking
Yeah.
Yeah,
ass.
no,
like, you're
I have
fine.
like
yeah.
7 security guards that just like patrolling golf carts 24/7.
That's
I'm
amazing.
nervous.
Yeah,
so
so I-
safe.
I'm
Yeah,
nervous
it's
to park
great.
there, man. Like, I'm nervous to park there.
No, there is that one yacht though at the end. You've been,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So there's a yacht at the end that, respectfully, is probably a $200 million yacht.
Yeah, it's a
Wow.
yeah,
motherfucker.
it's basically a cruise ship.
Do
It's
we
an,
know
it's
who
an
owns
entity.
it?
I think it's the Crusoes who own the Grove.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and whose son
How
is?
are you gonna like get in?
I know his son.
Oh, so you technically
I
maybe
could if
can.
I really want to. Yeah, his son's agent
Do
I
you
work
not?
with all the time.
Do you not want to?
I just,
busy.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, like, I don't know.
You just don't want to make him feel bad because our life is just so much better than his. And so it's like there's a
we
point
don't
of like
want him-
of respecting someone, not
course,
flaunting
of
what you
course.
have in front of them. And
Something
so it's
I'm
like, come on,
working
man.
on.
Like I don't want to make the dude depressed. You know, it's like,
Yeah, no,
I
I'll buy
get
my own
that.
with my book.
yep.
Fair.
I'm writing, like, the next, like, sci-fi, like, saga.
When do you think it'll be done?
No, the book's done. It's getting edited.
Oh.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah,
an
it's
editing phase.
430 pages.
It's over. It's the first revision over there. If
first
you want to read it
revision's
right
right there.
now on air.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Definitely not. Oh,
You
man.
want to read it now? Okay.
No, but it's really, it's like a
That's awesome.
Star Wars, Star Trek type, like sci-fi.
Dope.
I outline 10 books that I'm writing, and we've written the first book and a half and getting it edited and getting a lot of art done and releasing it with Amazon Publishing in July.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Super dope. It's
Wow.
exciting. So
That's
I
awesome.
want to talk about a couple of things I want to get into, and we usually
Let's.
have like a pretty good dynamic of conversation when we have guests on.
Just so
We'll
you know,
go
we have not gotten nearly off the rails yet, as we normally do.
Oh
This-
no,
this-
not even close.
Yeah, normally gets
I'm
real
not
bad.
Yeah, I started in way earlier this episode of Nazi shit. Usually that's like at least 50 minutes in, but we got
Yeah.
pretty out there.
No, I'm glad you guys are comfortable.
Yeah, no. Well, we're just there's no limits on our show. We don't
There
have any
shouldn't
boundaries.
be.
We don't have any boundaries at all. And so,
Good, neither do I.
I mean, you were here for 5 minutes. I basically called you a Nazi, which you're not.
Which
like,
I appreciate.
Yeah, but like we had my buddy Tom, who's a German, on 3 episodes ago. Within the first 5 minutes, I said
we
that
got
his
some-
name was Tom Jew Killer.
Yeah, well, and we haven't started filming the show yet, but we got some Heil Hitlers out of him like early on. Yeah, for sure.
So you guys like have fans that are into this?
Yeah.
We're growing at about
Yeah,
3.
iHeart has like gotten behind us pretty heavily.
That's amazing.
growing it out.
Yeah. No. So this will get like each
Yeah.
episode gets. I mean, we probably do like
We do about 3,000 listeners a month right now.
yeah,
awesome.
and
So-
we haven't really started promoting it yet.
Yeah, so we're doing pretty good. I mean, like we're running some ads when it makes sense, but like we're growing definitely at a rate I mean,
Way faster than we thought.
Way faster than we thought, and
That's so
we
exciting.
have used it to just be encouraged and to continue to just diving into what works, which is just being really fucking offensive. And so
Yeah, really offensive. And just having like really cool people that have like really interesting stories. So Austin, who's just on, works at Radio Disney and programs all the music.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And we've brought on this girl, Kristen, who does all the artist partnerships for an app called Bands in Town, which is like how you find out what music
No,
events
I've
are
heard of it.
happening.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then we're bringing on Miley Cyrus's tour manager. We're bringing
Cool.
on the head of talent marketing for Wasserman, which is like the top sports agency in the world.
It's amazing.
And just like some cool people like that and you.
I don't
and
know.
you,
I
the
don't
Kaitlyn
know
Hermans
why
of
the
the
hell
world.
I'm here.
starting with Kaitlyn Herman. No,
Oh, you have a tight story.
you know what? Honestly, this is exactly why
And
we
you're from
wanted
New
to-
York, that's why.
we
That's
wanna-
what put it over
yeah,
there.
yeah.
And I'm Jewish. Like that's the real reason.
Are you
I'm
a
here.
Jew?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
I feel
Yeah,
like-
it's like I feel like this is like the first time that's 2 versus 1. I'm usually like
no, we are the majority now.
No, but I'm like usually
no,
podcasts
3
are-
versus 1. Danny's
Yeah,
over
yeah.
there on the couch. Like
Oh,
Danny's
yeah.
here
Yeah,
too.
no, we're the
Yeah,
heavy
Yeah,
majority.
we're gonna take over you.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
we're not.
Usually it's like 2
tolerating this.
Christians and a Jew.
No, I won't tolerate that. I prefer to be the majority in the room at all times.
That's very much a Jew talking.
So I want to talk about a few things, and I'll bring them up as the conversation grows, because I have a
Please.
couple of topics that I want to hit
Let's do it.
with being able to like kind of hear your perspective on things. But like we know that you like did the Big Brother thing, and you've obviously been interviewed a shitload about that.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit about that. It's cool to gain some insight for our listeners, but I really don't want to run that in the ground, because like I just don't want to be this thing of like, well, Kaitlyn Herman's defined by her experience on Big Brother,
I
and so let's
appreciate
talk
that.
about
Yeah.
that. So I'm actually kind of glad that we moved on from that quickly.
Yeah, it's cool.
And,
I mean, we all work in
I
entertainment.
wanna
It's
talk-
cool you're on TV, and let's move on.
I want to bring
Yeah.
up some more serious subjects, but I'm going to wait, and I want to kind of just like ease into them. I want to ease into them.
I love it.
But I really want to kind of go back to the life coaching, and I want to just ask some fun questions about that and
Yeah.
give you an opportunity to really kind of just demystify what it is. Because I feel like a
Absolutely.
lot of people don't really understand, because it can be a pretty vague term that's thrown around, and a lot of people misuse it. Like a lot of people misuse a lot of terms in health and in nutrition and in working out and exercise. I mean, like it's just such a broad spectrum.
Yeah.
So
Before you talk about, can I say what I think it is, so that
Yeah,
we have
that's
a
a good
baseline?
idea. Sure.
So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
so for me, what I always thought I would, in my mind, I would say a life coach is the equivalent of what. If let's say on the low end you have in like sports massage, right? If you have like a masseuse and you have like a doctor of physical therapy, a life coach is a chiropractor. That's kind of like how I've always thought about it,
That's fair.
right? Because like you're not like a psychiatrist,
Right.
Right, and you're not like untrained,
Right.
So that's always like how I kind of thought.
What do you
about
think?
it.
What do you think about it when you hear it? And please be as offensive as you'd like. because it's not like a term.
Yeah, no
like-
problem.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm not gonna cry.
So
Don't make him don't tempt him.
no, she knows me. Like she and Amanda.
She
are,
doesn't know you.
She and Amanda are pretty good friends. Well, I don't know. We've never actually really spent any like real time together. It's
We
like
spent like surface level time together, but you did
That's
build
true.
me something. So I
Oh,
feel like
what did he build
I
you?
did
A
not.
plant.
She brought over some fucking like IKEA plant stand and
couldn't
needed
do
help
it.
screwing
I
the base
couldn't
together.
do it.
You know,
And we named it,
all of
Yeah.
all the furniture in my house is Kyle Perrin.
which I love.
Yeah. And so, which by the way, I'm not diminishing needing to have something assembled because like not everybody knows how to do everything. Like there's nothing wrong
Except
in not
for
knowing how to do
Kyle
something. I definitely don't know how to. I don't know how to be a fucking adult. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
I was trying to give you a compliment there.
I appreciate that, but I'm trying to be humble by condescendingly reminding you that I don't know how to do everything.
He's a woodsman.
Yeah.
He is.
No. No, so life coaching, I honestly don't know. It wasn't really a term that I actually ever even knew or thought about growing up because I'm from a really small town.
Define growing up since until you met her.
Well, until I moved to a place as cultured and diverse as Los Angeles.
Right.
And so because like you guys are both from like a coastal big city, you know, like I grew up in the center of the country and in
In the
a
fat.
small town.
Yeah.
In the fat of the country.
Yeah.
I grew up in the MAGA part of the fucking country. And so
So sorry.
me too. Like I couldn't be happier to not live there anymore.
Do you think that your life would be different if you grew up somewhere else?
Absolutely.
Would you be
Yeah.
smarter?
I don't know.
Would you be a musician?
Can I get smarter? Like than I am right now?
Darwinism.
Can I
nature
get
nurture.
Can I get smarter than I am right now? And I'm not implying that I'm at peak human intelligence. I mean, like for my like biological limits as Kyle.
mean,
like,
that's
like
a
I
whole-
don't know. I don't fucking know,
That's
man.
a
Like
whole another conversation about nature versus nurture.
100%, which is one of my favorite things to talk about.
Really?
I fucking love
Oh,
talking
let's
about shit.
do
Like,
it.
fucking love talking about that. We'll put a pin in it. See, you're seeing a little bit of the tangents now.
amazing.
So we're an unsupervised podcast, and
I
so
like
we don't
it.
have any direction. But so I guess I didn't really even know or consider what life coaching would be like. And so whenever I first kind of heard the term, it was, to me, I just kind of thought it was just this all-encompassing, you know, having someone kind of give you advice through things. And like, that's a way, way oversimplification of what
Yeah.
it is. So basically my question to you is obviously you're going to take the opportunity to fully explain what you can offer someone if they wanted to bring you on and work with you.
Yeah.
But I want to first, I
What
want
do
to
you
first
think
ask.
it is?
Well, that's what I was just saying. Like, I just kind of thought it was someone that just kind of helped and like advise you through certain things. I didn't really know. That's basically as simple as it was. Like, I didn't even know what I didn't know because it was just such a foreign concept to
Right.
me. Because I grew up in such a conservative culture. It was basically like, you don't have emotional problems. You don't talk about your feelings.
Even a
And-
psychiatrist was taboo, let alone a life.
even 2019 people don't take mental health seriously in the South. It's a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Like, and so it's really, really, really frustrating as someone who's had a number of like mental health battles
which we've
and
talked
roller
about
coasters.
very openly on the podcast.
Yeah, for sure. And so it's been a huge issue, but it makes me very resentful of that facet of American culture.
Yeah.
You know, of people just assuming that you can have these trivial fixes. Like one thing that I see on social media a lot from people that like are kind of in that line of things, just like, oh, well, like the best cure for depression is like, you know, take a walk or like you need to be you need to exercise more. And I'm just like, depression is no less a disease and a sickness than like the flu
Exactly.
or schizophrenia.
100%.
It's a
Exactly.
fucking legitimate chemical imbalance that impacts every facet of your life.
Just like cyberbullying is just as bad as punching someone in the face.
Way worse.
Yeah,
way
we were just
worse.
talking about that with Austin before.
Yeah.
We
We
were
We
saying,
can get
like,
into that too.
yeah, well,
For sure.
Yeah, we were saying if there's like someone that like comes out and says that they're gay and they say like go kill yourself because you're gay. That's like magnitudes worse than like getting punched in the
You
face.
should see my
100%.
DMs. Like,
Oh,
you
I'm
should,
sure.
Oh,
well,
from
that's
like
I went
horny
on
guys.
no, it's. I wish it was just horny.
Oh
guys.
no,
That-
really?
no, because I have some
No.
friends that have like significant followings like you.
Yeah.
It's just like dick pics.
I mean,
well, you
maybe
probably
it
got
was,
to wade through that a little bit too, but like,
It was like for 5 seconds, but now
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
more like
well, it's
What
probably
is it?
Well, if I could guess, it's probably from other women, like kind of like social, like through social media, just kind of verbally beating the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Really?
fucking
Yeah.
attacking it. Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's
like-
because I've
yeah.
worked with a lot of female
No,
artists.
wait, I
and
want
so-
to hear about this.
Yeah, 100%.
basically just like really quick to like breeze over because I know you don't want to talk about the show, but basically
It's not that I don't want to talk about it. I just don't want you to think that's why we bring it on.
of course not. But basically, the situation with me on the show was that I went into the show with a boyfriend of 5 years. When I got on the show, you're stuck in a house for 16 days with other people. I did not cheat on him at all, but I began to realize that maybe he wasn't the one, and I began to have feelings for someone else. And although
the show,
and although nothing happened, it's not like it was a storyline or anything. There are live feeds, so people, I think, picked up on the energy of him and I, and like, again, nothing happened. And
well, but anyone will jump to a conclusion, just fucking run with it.
right, of course, but like, I don't blame them either, because it was.
So you were getting other girls being like, "You slut" and stuff. Like that.
Well, so the situation was that my boyfriend left me while I was still on the show. I didn't know, so like America knew before I did, basically.
Which is really fucked up too, because if you take, which I'm not going to put you in a position and say you need to talk shit about this guy, because even if you would do that, like I'm not going to do that.
Did he ever apologize for his actions?
To be honest, like, I was in the wrong. Like, I really do think. I don't think that he handled it or reacted well, because you can't expect or predict what's going to happen when someone goes on a show like this.
Sure.
Like, we were not prepared for it.
But I
but
just
I
think
think
that,
it
like,
could
if
have
you
been
guys-
I think that's
handled
also
differently.
I don't want to talk bad about any network, right? But like, I feel like they should know to like prep people for stuff like this.
It's not that they.
No, they throw gas on that fire for ratings. For sure.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say is that at least if you had a significant relationship with someone for the better part of a decade, like they could have at least given you the benefit of the doubt, because he would assume that he knew you better than what he was seeing through TV.
Which is
and
why
could have
I
at
don't really
least-
feel bad.
Could have at least waited
Got
until
it.
you got out and then confronted you, even if he was angry and believed all those things to be true. At least waited.
That's
to
what I meant when I
come
said
out of
he
it.
It was
apologized.
not just
Let's
him
at
though.
least
It was like
talk
his
about
whole
it.
family. Like they were so thirsty for like attention.
Well, they're
Not
just
him,
buying
not
it.
him.
Sure,
but
sure.
His family.
Are they
Well, they're just
from
buying
Long
all that
Island?
shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Jewish?
Yeah, well, half.
Was it the half that wasn't Jewish?
Yeah.
that's right.
Mom was Catholic. Anyway.
Oh, then he's not Jewish.
Yeah, I know.
No, not part of the tribe.
Not part of the tribe, but
That's
yeah.
funny.
So
It's
yeah,
not
I get
funny,
these
but it's like,
messages from like people saying like, you deserve to be left. Like, you're a fucking slut. Like, you're a whore.
Wow.
Like, you are
Like,
disgusting.
people
like
like
cyberbullying,
instantly,
what we were just
well,
talking
people
about.
instantly
Wow.
choose sides before they even really know what's going on.
Oh yeah,
like,
nobody knows me. They don't know me at all. Like,
Exactly.
but I will say that post show, it's been like a theme that like I was someone on the show that a lot of people did not know what they thought. Like, people really did
Sure.
not like me. But since coming off, I've gained so much support, and like people
Yeah.
turned around because they're like, oh wait, she's like so normal, and like
Yeah,
this
it's
is
great.
not, But
What year were you on it?
I was just on
Like
over
this
the
most
summer.
Oh, so
recent
this is like
season.
this is new.
Yeah, I mean, as of 6 months, what is it now? It's February.
Few
I
months, yeah.
was on in July, so
Oh wow. Yeah. See, I don't really watch.
Yeah,
Like
I don't
if I
blame
watch
you.
TV, it's like
I don't.
like sci-fi.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
You should not watch.
So
But no,
coaching.
let's go back to coaching.
Yeah, so let's go back to life
So
coaching.
let me explain to you basically now that you've given
And
me
I
like,
was
what
right
you
with my
think.
idea of what life coaching is, right?
Totally right.
Yes, because I'm Jewish and he's not. That's
Yeah,
why.
exactly.
well, basically, yeah.
Made
So
no
like
sense.
through explaining what it is and what you do, I also want to hear about what you think a lot of common misconceptions are about life
Yeah.
coaching that maybe you've observed in others, or that people bring to you whenever they want to hire you and work with you.
Yeah. So, well, here's the main thing. People usually think that life coaching is someone that gives someone advice. That's not what I do. I don't fucking know it all. I'm 24 years old. Like, you think I have enough life experience to like know it all? A life coach doesn't mean like I'm going to sit here and with all of my experiences, like teach you what you should do. That's not it. I was
Exactly.
trained to ask you empowering questions to make you realize that you have the answers. With the fact that I'm an extremely intuitive person, and that's just part of who I've always been my entire life. It's like a weird thing that
Do you also like read people's energy?
Aura, yeah.
auras,
So this is some- this
I
is
want to talk
Is
about
that
that
chakra?
too.
and, well, that's not chakras, but chakras are different. But yeah, it's like the same type of like like I pick up on energy. Like, it's something that I've before I was even into this. I was like, what is
No,
this?
I'm totally. I totally believe that. Like,
Yeah.
you can feel the energy in the room. If like, if something is,
You keep on.
if something is like off, like you can feel it.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
Totally.
I'm 100% in that. Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah.
you're saying that like
She
some
always
people.
gives off good energy because she has the ginger hair. You know, ginger.
That's what they do.
She's a
They
ginger,
just-
she's a
they just
ginger Jew,
allow
man. She's a
us.
rare breed.
No, I mean I got the ginger
That's
beard.
right.
Yeah,
No, I mean
that's
I got
not-
a ginger beard, so like we're in the same place.
Yeah, you guys are really we're
Amazing.
killing it.
No, well, I want to talk more about like your intuitiveness into being able to see a lot more of just like the tangible side of
Yeah.
what a person is. But why don't you continue talking about like your experience with life coaching
Yeah,
first?
so basically, like I said, coaching it's not me giving you advice. I was trained to ask you empowering questions to make you realize that you have the answers. But aside from that, with my intuitive nature, it adds another level to my
It's a little bit of science and a little bit of art.
Kind of, and it's
Totally.
a little bit of like the unexplainable. Like I don't know how to explain what I feel or what I do. But one thing is for sure: if you work with me, I will never tell you what to do, ever.
Even if someone asks.
Never. Like I will then turn it around and try to and do something else.
Try
But
to
like,
figure out why they want someone else to be in control.
yeah, no, it's not. This is not about it. But what I will say is that a lot of people don't know people will ask, "What's the difference between therapy and life coaching? Like, why would I hire a life coach over a therapist?" Therapy is very past based. If you go to a therapist, they focus on your behavior right now based on what happened to you in the past. Life coaching, no offense, I don't give a shit about what happened to you in the past. I don't care what happened to you when you were 7.
I heard you say this before too. When we
yeah,
talked about it. Yeah,
I don't care.
I love that framing of like what it is and like versus because
it's who you are today and who you want to be. How can I hold you accountable of getting there?
It's a perfect way to describe both fields without discrediting either one of them, making it seem like one of them's better.
There are some clients that come to me or people that will come to me and I have like a free discovery call with them, and it could be the 30 minutes could be over, and I could legitimately say to them, which has happened so many times, I think you need a therapist.
Right.
I will not work with someone if I don't think I could serve that.
And also it's something that we talked about when we filmed the Hulk is about like sometimes you need to be able to verbalize just the thought, right?
Yeah.
And I think like in a age that's so digital, right? If your main goal is to just be the person empowering someone to say what they maybe been thinking, but I think that there's a lot of value in like saying something out loud. So even if maybe they're thinking it, if like as a life coach, your job is like pull out what they've been thinking and make it like a structure.
Yeah.
I think that has a lot of value.
Totally. Absolutely. The one thing that I've actually, it's so weird, but like this theme, because obviously as I grow and my business grows, like I become better. And I've started to realize when I worked with clients in the very beginning, when I first started, it was very like me trying to help them get to their next goal, like get to their next thing. Like, how can I hold you accountable for doing it? Like, if you're in a weird space in your life right now, you're in a funk, whatever it is, like, how could I help you get out of it? Like, but now I'm kind of entering this new space where I'm kind of teaching people how to just be. Like, it's okay to, we're all in funks all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. Like, trust it. Like,
Trust the process.
be okay with the funk, be comfortable with it. Don't try to because when you now are worried about how can I get out of it, or like how can I hold you accountable for getting out of this, that means that I'm like putting pressure on the fact that you have to get out of it and you don't.
Sure.
Like, that's the thing.
So you're saying you're trying to help kind of curb those like knee-jerk reactions that people try to just kind of get back on course quickly.
It's more about just being present. Like, and what do you want now? What do you want in this present moment? And like, what are you doing? The only accountability action that I feel like I really do is if someone says to me, Kaitlyn, like I really want to start a podcast, and like the next time we talk, I'll be like, well, what did you do this week to like get
to take
get
those
you
steps?
there? Yeah, like what? Tell me. And if you didn't do anything, I don't give a shit. Like, honestly, like
you're not gonna like offer up consequences. And
no, I
like,
don't care. But if they don't do it, I'll kind of direct.
It's like, hey man, it's kind of on you. You're still here because you haven't kind of like taken steps on your own.
It's almost like, well, is that really your goal? Like, because if you really wanted to do it, some people will come to me and they'll be like, this is the problem. And then you end up realizing it has nothing to do with that. Like, it has nothing to do with the podcast. You're focused on body, like whatever it is.
Right.
Like,
because I've always believed that people vote with their money and their time more than anything that they ever say. And so you're basically offering an extension of that logic of saying, like, if this is really important to you, you'd already be taking steps to doing it.
And it's okay if it's not.
And it's okay if it's not. But if it's a goal and you do want to do it and it's not something that you've naturally prioritized, like, let's figure out a way for you to kind of like rethink that, rework that. Is that what you're kind of saying? Like,
and it's 2019 and something called Google exists. So whatever you want to do, whether it's start a podcast or hike Mount Everest, you can Google
really
something
simple.
in 10 seconds.
You can find resources to help you get
and
there.
if they don't, that's so okay. It's just like, okay, so let's think about this for a minute. Like, why didn't you do that? Like, and of course, like, life gets in the way. Like, if they really couldn't, like, they have to travel, whatever the case may be, like, if that's not really what you did, is that really what you want to do? Like, and if you don't, let's help.
So did you used to get like angry, or not angry, but like upset when someone didn't like do something?
No, I always was in this general like I don't care, like because that's what I was taught in my program almost that
Well, 'cause
this
it probably
has nothing
hurt your
to do
soul
with me.
if you like got invested on every issue.
Oh yeah, and I'm so invested.
That's like
in
on the music
clients.
management side, right?
Right.
Right.
Oh,
Like
yeah. Well, it could
I've
really affect
managed.
you.
Yeah.
You can't fucking take
I
anything
feel that.
personally unless someone looks at you and says "fuck you." Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and even
Even
then,
that-
even then, actually, I would prefer that than everything else. I've been told "fuck you" so many times. I'm like,
Say
this is great, man.
thanks.
I'm
Yeah.
nourished by your hatred. Like, I accept that. I feel your judgment. I reject your judgment. Like, that's how I feel.
That's a really strong person to be able to do that. But yeah, I mean, it's really easy for people to like think that their goal is one thing and it's just not.
So
Yeah.
it's really like digging to find what is that goal.
So my whole title, like I'm actually like a life purpose coach. So like more specifically, like the people
That's
that
great.
work with me are, I mean, I'm young, I'm 24. So these people,
Wow, really?
yeah.
Fuck. I'm old. You're not that old.
Dude, we were like 6 months apart.
Oh, you're almost 30?
I turned 30 in July.
Because you're not, what? You're not old.
I turned 30 in a few months.
Wait, July what?
23rd. I'm a cusp. Cancer Leo. What's up?
Oh my God, relax, guys.
I'm Cancer Gemini. I'm on the first day of summer. My birthday's the longest day of the year.
It's like a really fun time.
It is. It's really fun.
It's a really good day.
My dad's birthday, though, is Harry Potter's birthday, July 31st.
Oh, yeah.
a lot of
yeah,
Julys.
fun Harry Potter fact. Daniel Radcliffe and I have the exact same birthday, July 23rd, 1989.
Wow. He's done a
weird.
lot more with his life.
That's debatable.
I mean,
That's debatable. That we know of.
that is debatable.
I'm not publishing my research. Like I'm not in the Forbes 500 because I don't run a publicly traded company. Okay, so like I'm
I
worth a
believe
lot.
in you. Yeah.
I'm
for
worth
sure.
a lot, man.
So
you
you
just
just-
don't have, you just have access to my millions. all right?
I'm just saying that I have Deathly Hallows here, Elder Wand here. So
Oh, we've talked about this a million times. You're obviously way more of a Harry Potter fan because
that's what
like
I'm just saying.
I,
Radcliffe is like, I'm Team Radcliffe, not Team Perrin. Sorry.
no, that's totally fine with me.
I
And
respect
you're
it.
absolutely right to believe in someone who's infinitely more successful publicly and privately than me. Like I bet on that horse all day. It's like Back to the Future. Like you went back, Biff brought you the almanac, and
What would you
like,
find out? What would you do if you found out that like I did use a DeLorean and switched your lives?
I don't know, man. I believe in fate, and so like anything that happens, I'm just like it was. I believe in
Actually, that's the
I believe
one
in the
religious
theory.
thing I do believe in.
Yeah, I believe in the notion of inevitability of like if it
100%.
happened because it was never not going to happen.
Absolutely.
I'm 100%
You know what I mean?
on that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
so-
get like really dark with you for a second. And,
100%.
I'm not asking you this with any sort of like thing in my mind.
Sure.
Like, I'm not looking for an answer. But is that how you feel about like death too? Like if
Like
like
in
a
terms
young,
of when or how I'll die.
Yeah,
or
like
whatever,
tragic, like shit, like because I do. So I'm just curious. But like when
Yeah,
people come
I mean,
in
Wait,
and
so
they're like,
you believe that like the way you're gonna die is already predestined?
not the way, but I believe in what I like to call like a soul contract. So it's like the belief that before you come to where you eventually go, I think it's all the same space where you come from and where you go when you pass. It's like you almost like make this contract with yourself of like, these are the things I want to experience in the physical world. And let's say, so because someone will say to me, well, Kaitlyn, like what if an infant dies? Like how do you explain that? And I always say like, it could have been in their soul contract that all they wanted to do was feel unconditional love, and had they been alive for 10 more minutes they wouldn't have had that. Like, I'm sorry, like that's just
Have I ever told you the council? That story I'm producing offline.
would I be interested?
Yeah, very much. But I don't want to talk because it's
Oh,
like
gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't think you maybe mentioned it. I don't think we
I have
actually
like
talked about it at length.
15 books that I've started writing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like
Yeah,
I
but
kind of like
that's like a very interesting point that you just had. Remind me after.
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, that concept is
I
definitely one
believe
that,
in
like,
that, by the way.
that's like my whole
Yeah,
thing.
I
But
mean,
not in the same way, but yeah.
it's tough because whenever you cross that with Christianity or any other like belief system or religion, I mean, like you definitely also, depending on whatever belief system you subscribe to, you filter how you feel about things like that through
Sure.
the lens of the guidelines of that belief system. And
Yeah.
so, because Christianity basically dictates certain things, like I'm going to believe the details of how those things are going to
The
end up
Hellboy
because of how the Bible describes
Right.
it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So, but yeah, I don't really know. I mean, like those are really tough.
Do you believe
like-
that there's life on other planets?
I feel like it's fucking impossible if there's not.
Yeah, I agree with
Oh
that.
yeah, so it's
Like-
100%,
See,
100%.
Well, think about how small we are. Like,
Oh, no. I mean,
Yeah, we're nothing.
I'm all there. It's really interesting because Kyle, the only reason I bring it up right now is because Kyle is very religious in his faith, but
Yeah.
also
I
very...
wouldn't even kind of say that.
I mean, I think you are.
Oh no, I am. Like I'm an active Christian and grew up in the church.
But you
and,
also like believe in a lot of cosmic scientific stuff.
I also believe in real science stuff because I'm a fucking idiot.
Right,
Like,
but that
Yeah.
is pretty peculiar for a religious person.
I agree. There's not a lot of overlap if you're talking about like a largely religious group of people and a largely scientific group of people. Like I definitely would agree that I'm in a minority of someone who practices a faith and then believes in science because I understand that it's true. It's irrefutable truth. Like there's empirical evidence that's been presented throughout human existence that you cannot say no to. You just can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I believe that God provided ways and resources for us to be able to use these things for the advancement and for the help and aid of the human race,
So
Yeah.
that's because you've had like probably good practitioners within your Christian faith.
Yeah.
See, when I went on Birthright,
Speaking my language.
I don't know anything about
my
Jewish
my
faith.
my,
It's like
my Chabad rabbi
yeah.
told me, and I'll never forget this because it's the greatest thing ever. So as you get to know me more, you'll understand that I'm like sci-fi, science, multiverse, aliens. I'm all in.
I picked up on it.
And I go to him. So we're having like a conversation about life and stuff and whatever. And I'm like, okay. So the Bible's like 5,000 years old. What about those dinosaurs that are like 300 million years old? His response is the greatest thing
What did
ever.
he say?
He goes, the dinosaur fossils were put on Earth and carbon dated to test our faith by God. That's when I cut my my religious side of Judaism.
My whole thing,
a lot of Christians
though,
don't believe in dinosaurs either. They believe that the Earth is 6,000 years old, not a minute more. And I'm
Yeah,
just
that makes like what?
like I don't. There's no way that's true.
I just feel like there's a lot of things
I mean,
that
but
we
if
don't
that's
need
true,
to
then
know.
we're aliens, right? It could theoretically be true, but then we were transported here. We were not. We were not developed in
Yeah.
6,000 years, because that means that 1/60th of that time is the last 100 years.
Yeah, exactly. that's not how it works.
So I'll buy into your 6,000-year-old if you buy in that we're aliens.
Yeah, for sure. Because each are just as probable as the other.
Exactly.
No, I'm totally with that. I mean, like, I think that with like my understanding of the Bible and Christianity, that like a lot of people try to, like, especially in the Christian faith, like a lot of people try to say like, well, if it's not in the Bible, then it's not a thing. It's 100%.
It doesn't say in the Bible,
like
an eye for an eye.
Oh yeah, there's also a lot of like really literal shit, like Old Testament shit and things like that, which like we've talked about too.
Jew
Like,
shit.
yeah,
Old
there's
Testament,
a lot of
Jew
Jew
shit.
shit,
Yeah.
100%.
Thank you.
And so I think that like
Thank you.
Thanks.
I just also
Because
think
you
that
wrote
it's
it,
like
right? Thanks.
I did. It's an original piece.
like if you read the Bible, like, and if you study, like, especially the New Testament, which is like a lot of
Never
like
read
the
it.
fundamentals of the Christian faith are based off of the works of Jesus. Yeah, 100%. Like
familiar.
absolutely.
I'm
Like
unfamiliar.
like you hit like I mean you get I was gonna say like you hit Psalms and you're done, but I would even say just like the books of law and you're like, all right, we're out.
I
Like,
don't even know what that is.
see, that's what I'm saying. And so
I know that like Noah had an ark.
That's
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
well,
And
because you also as a Jewish person didn't grow up studying the Christian Bible.
obviously not.
You know
No,
what's
I'm
so
asking.
weird?
I'm double checking
No,
that. It was like
Old
I'm,
Testament only.
Most
yeah.
Jews that I know, like it's
Reformed Jews from New York.
Reformed Jews from New York. We went to temple on the high holidays, Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, but
Ate a lot of
It's-
honey sticks.
but it's about exactly. But it's about like culture. Like
Yeah.
it's not. It's, it's a
that's
cultural
kinda
thing.
like we were saying.
Yeah, so
It's not-
Judaism is much more about
Tradition.
tradition,
and,
not about the religion. It's interesting. So like,
Which I actually appreciate a lot
Yeah,
because
I-
that allowed me to like grow up and like form my own spirituality, which is
totally
what I
same.
have.
And
Yeah.
I think that like for what it's worth, like there's not like a Vatican for Jews, right? But like the people that run the Jewish
There's not like a Judecan in Israel or anything. Like
no,
Judecan.
but that should definitely be
You
a
should
place
build
on
it.
South
let's
Park.
petition
Yeah,
for
yeah,
that.
No, the Judecan should definitely be a place on South Park.
Maybe it is. I
Let's start it.
can't with confidence say I've seen every episode. So who knows?
But I think like the people that run the organizations, the Hillel houses, the Chabad houses, and all this stuff kind of saw in the 90s a shift from religious to cultural and like embraced it. And like it was like, because it's not just unique to New York Jews. Like most people I know my age grew up in this sort of temple that like embrace the idea, like, you know what, like if you're not into the religion, you're not into like all this stuff, like just be here to be with us.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was definitely like a sentiment that like rang across all Reform, all Judaism.
So they're basically putting a lot more value in the overwhelming sense of community and bonding.
Totally, like they basically were like, if you don't believe that like these things that we are teaching you from this old book, that's cool, but still just come, have some food with us, eat some good bread, dance, sing a few songs, and then like at least like understand why your parents' were here and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Christian churches that don't really operate like that.
Totally.
You know, and it's like Christianity, like fundamentally is described through being an inclusive organization, and like that throughout history is not necessarily how the Christian churches operated. They've operated from a perspective of exclusivity and saying that like you are not like this, and so we're not going to let you be here.
Interesting.
You know, and like that in and of itself is turning people away from Christianity. But I mean, we can get into stats and figures about how Christianity is growing and how it's not growing or whatever. I don't give a shit about that, but I'm just saying that like it's really sad because like I can't speak on the behalf of Christianity, you know, but a lot of people make a lot of blanket statement claims about it from the top down, and it's frustrating because it's not the way everyone's like, you know what I mean? Like that's just not what it's like, but
it's a spectrum, like
for sure it is, you know, but it's,
I mean, dude, you have Orthodox Jews that are not my views.
Sure.
Oh my God,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah. Except like we have different, I think the big difference, and whether you call this like a marketing tool that like Christianity just never picked up on, like Judaism split in like the whatever be like the 80s, 90s, and like created like conservatives, Orthodox, and Reforms.
right.
And when you're in a certain level of that, like you don't really necessarily relate to the other people in the other levels.
Gotcha, yeah.
Where like I think like conservative and Reform has a lot of overlap.
Yeah.
But like I do not consider myself to be like the same type of person that like won't use like a car from like Friday to Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So that's like the whole thing.
So
about
you're saying like
Shabbat,
with
yeah.
like Orthodox Judaism,
Like they're their
it's-
own species.
It's a lot.
Just like Shaquille O'Neal and us, barely the same species.
100%. Yeah, the
and
fact that we're
done.
humans isn't. We're not even going to address that. Like, so you're saying that like the Orthodox Jewish
They, like,
culture
practice-
is way more legalistic
Yeah,
than the rest.
they're
of
Way
practicing.
more, yeah. No, like they everything I just said about Judaism. No, like they grow their hair out. They don't cut it from a young like you don't cut it from a young age. You don't use
Those
technology.
are the Jews you can spot.
Totally,
Yeah.
yeah. So like, they don't use technology from sundown to sundown, Friday to Saturday. Period. End of story. All the time.
I think we could all benefit from that a little bit,
They
but,
go to
you know.
temple
Oh, it's the
and
best.
they go to temple and the men and the women have to sit on opposite sides.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
The ultra orthodox, the men and the women don't sleep in the same bed except for once a month.
Oh, wow.
Like 1 week a month.
I bet a lot of married guys would wish that there was like that in their house. Am I right? I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
I love that that's what got you. Like that's what it was. Like,
It was just, I'm just like sitting here and like watching you guys for a second, and like you just like did the same thing at the same time, and I was like, oh my God. What? You guys like morphed into one person.
that's happening.
It
a lot
happens
more and
all the
more,
time,
for
yeah.
It's
sure.
crazy.
I mean, so the podcast started because my girlfriend
Alexis.
isolated from talking to Amanda, his wife, would tell me that I would have really good banter every time that me and Kyle are together. And then I believe Amanda would say something similar to you about us. And then I don't know what it was, like maybe 2 months ago.
You're just like, we gotta do this.
We were like, fuck it. And we went life coach lists and started down the list and figured out what we need to do to get the podcast up and running.
Love it.
Yep. We made a list, and you know the last step on the list was just total fucking domination.
Yeah.
And then we just worked backwards, and you know.
And here you are.
But it is a
Yeah.
really unique partnership because, like, I don't know if a lot of people
Who
understand.
do people tell you look like?
I look like someone? That's so great. Maybe
You've never gotten that you look like someone.
Who do I look like?
It's that's why I'm asking. It's like it's on the tip of my tongue,
Like, is
and
it
I
like
can't
a
figure
celebrity?
it out. Yeah, it's someone I've seen.
Maybe I'm not celebrity, and I just don't know it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe like mind control. Like I'll switch my brain.
When someone thinks of it, let me know.
I don't know. 5G's not out yet, and so we can't prove that.
Sure.
We're gonna talk. Do you know about that? We're gonna talk about that in a minute. But
Please.
but the the uniqueness of our partnership is because a lot of people don't realize when you do a podcast, it's not really like we're recording this right now. And I think a lot of people think like, oh, we record this, you save a file, and then like you upload it.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's like hours of mixing that Kyle will have to do to make all our voices sound like they're on the same level. Right? And a lot of people that start a new podcast, that's a fee that they need to like save money, figure out anywhere probably between like $100 to like $300 an episode to get it mixed down properly. Well, Kyle is like a master sound engineer, so he takes care of all of that. Through my years doing music management and tour management, I've built a lot of relationships with people at iHeart and artists and different people. So I take more of the business side and make sure the podcast is everywhere. So it's on the Spotify's and it's on iHeart's and everywhere. And then we come together and do the podcast together. And I think that is something that we take for granted sometimes.
Yeah.
But like,
oh yeah, you guys are lucky. Are you kidding? The amount of times that like me and my friends have like sat down and said like we have to start. We don't have the equipment. Like we don't have anything.
Totally.
Like you guys are
well,
very
our
lucky.
podcast is actually growing. I think largely due to the fact that it began being immediately benefited by the resources that we each already had because of where we are in our industries.
Lucky.
And so it's like this is my personal studio.
Yeah.
Like Matt already had a lot of these relationships and business practices in place, and it was more so of just like refocusing and redirecting, reallocating resources for a new goal that we wanted to work towards.
No, it's perfect.
As opposed to just like starting something completely new and just being like, oh, all right, well,
100%.
we got to learn about this now. It's like, no, we already do this. We just put it on air.
I'm assuming that because you sound very intelligent, you haven't listened to any of our podcasts.
Not yet.
Oh, for sure.
But
That's how we know people are like good people at their cores. If we were like, we run Nerds on Coffee and like, I've never heard of that. And I'm like, I can trust you. It's like 100%.
But like within the first 5 minutes of the first episode ever, we go down a deep rabbit hole about.
Wait, I can't wait to listen.
About Nicolas Cage spending $150,000 on a pet octopus.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's so awesome.
He did that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We call him Fred.
Wait, is it? Do we have a photo of it?
Yeah, I have a photo.
We don't know if he named it, but
I really hope his name
When
is
did
Fred.
he get it? When?
Well, that's what I mean. That's
It was
what
like it was
On
like
here?
probably after Gone in 60 Seconds and before Kick-Ass.
Can I see this octopus, please? This is very important.
Just go to our Instagram. It's a photo.
Oh,
We
it is on the Instagram.
Put it up on our fucking social media.
Oh,
We
I'm
love
going
it.
right now.
We adopted him as a mascot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
No, he's not
great.
up. Why isn't he up? I'm gonna have to repost it. I don't know why
No,
it's
I
not
don't
up
know.
there. I'm gonna show it in the file.
It's awesome.
Wait.
Well, all right, Kaitlyn, to help you out, just think of an octopus. Any octopus.
It probably looks like that.
And then
one.
stop.
Like really large?
And then stop.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
big. Yeah, it's like
Where
it's
does
like
he keep it?
Well, octopuses actually technically don't need to be in the water. We found out.
Well, not all
Oh my
the
god,
time.
so the
for
octopus
sure.
is just chilling?
We assume so.
On
Well, I mean, they have the potential to be because, like, octopus, like, they can be out of water for prolonged periods of time. Like, they don't.
Which we learned on the podcast.
Yeah, it's like we do. So a lot
We
of
do
people,
deep investigational journalism.
You know, a lot of people like
As
to
you
do
should.
research about topics before they go on air and talk about it. We like
You
to do
do,
research
wow,
while
yeah.
we're on air.
It's way more authentic.
Yeah, so like
100%.
episode 7, you'll really love because we.
I think we mentioned it from episode 8 on.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
about
we have
episode
to.
7.
This
It's
is
like
like prime
every
episode.
episode just
So
talk about
episode
it.
7, we're talking about basically groups of people. Well, we didn't. This was offline with Austin. Don't forget. So we did not talk about it the last time on air.
That's true. We didn't bring it up.
So we were. I was bringing up groups of people, and Kyle was debating which were like worse types of people. So we ended. The last 2 was flat earthers and Nazis.
Like modern white supremacists, like the alt-right or flat earthers.
And I think the
Like who's worse?
What was the winner for you?
I think flat
Flat
earthers are way
earthers,
worse.
way worse.
Way
Because-
worse people.
Because Nazis, at least, like, there's, like, whether you believe, agree, or anything, there's, like, a group of people that they're, like, following. That, like that they believe in that person, no matter how fucked up that is, right?
It's
Right.
I just like don't want to pick either.
Right, no,
totally.
for sure.
I'm having
Well,
a
but
really hard
Nazis.
time with
Here,
it.
here's the thing. I'm not defending Nazis. I'm not defending like white supremacists. There's Frank.
That is so.
That's what we named him. We named
Yeah,
him
we
Frank.
named him Frank.
But the octopus
Oh
for those
my God.
those listening. Well, I didn't just like
insane.
point at a Nazi and be like, "There's Frank." No, Matt was finally found the photo of the octopus.
Oh my God.
But no, I'm not even remotely offering a defense for
Either.
especially like white supremacists, people that identify with Nazis. Like I'm not
Or
even
Trump.
kind of or Trump even that far. Like it's. I'm not. But what I'm saying is that, like, I at least understand because even though it's a distorted, malicious, fragmented view of humanity and society. They at least are all in on an ideology and a belief system that has been growing for almost a century.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But flat earthers just flat out fucking ignorant. Like, they're just not acknowledging science. It's just like, this is just science. It's just fucking science. It's simple science. And there's a lot of YouTube videos that I've been watching recently.
They're really funny.
That flat earthers are doing experiments, and then through the experiments are disproving their own beliefs because it's fucking impossible for the earth to be flat.
He got this heated, right?
I was so upset
So
about
then
it.
I go, okay, so who do you hate more, flat earthers or reptilian conspiracy theorists? Do you know what a reptilian conspiracy?
No.
That look,
I feel like I
had
could
the same
figure it
look.
out.
I had the same look on my face. I didn't know.
So Kyle's like, what do you mean? And I was like, dude. So I pull up an article, and the first thing he reads is reptilian conspiracy is the third longest living conspiracy ever by Time magazine. And then
Time's a significant publication.
Yeah, like, very
it's not like
significant.
fucking like the Hollywood Reporter.
Yeah,
like,
no,
it's not
this
that-
isn't like
so then we spent
dirt.
so then we spent an hour
Wait,
of
so
him
what is it?
reading the 10 steps of what it means to be a reptilian
So
conspiracy.
tell me about, are you one?
No. So
I can neither confirm nor deny.
So reptilian conspiracy theory is that there are these reptilian people that like run the world, and that they have reptilian blood. They're humanoid in stature, and you might not even know if you're a reptilian.
Because they can shapeshift.
Yeah, because they could shapeshift.
So, but like, so that's the
It's
gist. Like, that's the
wild.
elevator
There are
pitch.
people that believe this?
Significant amounts of people.
To the point to where Time Magazine dubbed it the number 3
Yeah, no,
conspiracy.
clearly this is a big deal.
Like we're talking like 9/11, Bush, everything, like all these major conspiracies.
No, this
fucking
is
number
number
3.
three. What's number one?
That's a reptilian.
Yeah. So,
gonna
well,
vomit everywhere.
conceptually, that's a reptilian.
People think Trump's a reptilian.
I think Trump is a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
The
you
worst.
mentioned something earlier about a previous, and I'm way switching gears here, but you mentioned way, like the job that you had that kind of basically led you to believe that you wanted to get into life coaching.
Yeah.
You talked a little bit about that, and you touched on the fact that like you walked into an industry, and as a woman,
You just Wonder Woman lassoed that real
while
well.
yep, you felt pretty discriminated against, and at the very least disrespected.
What year
as
was
a woman.
This was in 2016.
So Me Too height.
Not really.
Not
I feel like
height, I wouldn't
Me
say.
Too height was like
Maybe like right at the beginning of that movement, kind of starting to get legs, but the
Yeah,
Me Too
but
didn't
not-
even really start
yeah.
until like I would say late 2017.
Really?
Yeah.
Not to the degree that we have now shed light on a lot of these
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
So my question basically
Oh,
is,
trust me,
is
if it was the height, I would have been like, I would have been like so empowered, but no, not quite the height yet.
yeah. So
Oh, that's
basically,
funny.
my question is more of just kind of like an open-ended statement, open-ended question. You know, it's just like I've talked to Amanda about this a lot, but like there's just certain things that I, as a middle-class white man, am not going to know what it's like
Yeah.
across all spectrums of
Absolutely.
existence and society and our culture.
Like being
this is-
scared to walk home at night.
That's not. I've never been. I don't know. I'm
Right.
I'm 230 and I'm 6'2".
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never fucking been afraid of anything.
Yeah, no,
you know what I
same.
mean? It's
I've
like
had that conversation with Alexis, so I'm like
Yeah.
curious, like
100%.
Yeah.
And I'm white. Like you can't even hurt my feelings. Like
Yeah.
there's just certain things that I'm not gonna know what it's like.
And yeah.
and you're Christian, you're not even Jewish.
That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
there's
You can't speak on my.
How many more advantages can one person have? Is
Not
what I'm
many.
saying. So
White.
basically, what I'm trying to say is that like I'm essentially in a roundabout way describing what privilege is, and
100%.
There's a
But,
lot of
honestly,
things that I'm
you're
not
not
gonna
more
know.
privileged than a New York Jew.
than a New York Jew.
Jew, yeah.
Well,
I'm
you know, I
extremely
would say is like
privileged.
I'm not more entitled than a New York Jew. Like, would you say that?
Well, I mean, I just
No,
like
you're
my.
not.
So I went to high school in Scarsdale.
Oh, naturally, yeah.
Yeah, right. So like when I had like I think we could all agree that like a Trans Am Pontiac Firebird's a tight car.
You know the like soccer
What
fields at your high
decade?
school?
Yeah.
My best camp friend, sleepaway camp, naturally, New York Jew, lives like the block like right
Oh,
across the street. So like
amazing.
if you're like looking at the soccer field, yeah, she was right there.
That's like where Drake and where Jay-Z and Beyonce lived for a little bit.
Oh really?
Yeah, right over there.
Love it.
But so I had
Moving on.
so you know Carswell. I had a Pontiac Trans Am Firebird, pretty tight car, right?
What year?
98.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like the old like vibey design. in my high school, like I looked like I had like a really shitty car. Like all the 16-year-olds
Scarsdale?
were.
My
Yeah.
God.
Oh, interesting.
Everyone was driving.
Oh, I understand
Everyone
now.
was driving Audis, Lexuses, BMWs, Mercedes. Anything other than that, you were like lower
It's kind
class.
of like that. I mean, I've eventually moved on from a high school that was like that. So,
Yeah, I remember someone like found like a secret safe in their parents' house that had like behind a painting and found like a brick of cocaine in it. I'm dead serious.
That's wild.
oh my god, jackpot! Like you said this, I've got this sound queued up. Always have this sound queued up. And like
What
you
is it?
said that, and then my brain just went like that.
I used to have that on my phone.
I love it. It's on my. It's one of my
everywhere.
most used apps. No, so okay, so yeah, so we've established the existence of privilege in certain people. I absolutely not being excluded from that group, but basically, I'm saying it's just like I want to get past the point of saying just like yeah, I don't really know what that's like. I want to go more into and I've been this way for years now, of just understanding like what can we do to like bridge that gap, like. If you're all right, talking a little bit about like more about your experiences,
Yeah.
even not necessarily, just solely with that company, but just I mean, like just as a woman growing up, working in a lot of male-dominated industries and being in a city that's as diverse as New York, especially as diverse as Los Angeles. But I mean, like you went
Right, 'cause,
into
like,
a male-dominated industry.
Yeah, because like you're an attractive female, and there's
Thank
like
you.
there's a lot of people in entertainment specifically like. If you don't sleep with them, you're a bitch, and if you sleep with them, you're a slut.
Right.
It's
Right,
a
so,
double
like,
standard. And
right.
you as the woman are never going to come out ahead. Ever.
Right, exactly.
Never.
You know,
But I was ignorant to think that, like, I feel like at that age, which again, it wasn't that long ago, but I was a bit of like a know-it-all, like, but not in
I
a
understand.
weird
There's not a big
way.
numerical
In a
difference
Jewish way.
between 21
Yeah,
and
like
24.
no, there's not. But
but
like,
there's a big life difference between 21 and 24.
there was just I had a lot of experiences that
Totally.
made
Huge
me
life
Totally.
difference.
yeah. So I would just say that like I went into it just thinking that I can't be like nothing would ever happen to me except for success. Like
Sure.
whatever I can do, and I will get there. And that was just always my
It was
mindset.
from your Jewish grandmother's.
Absolutely.
matzo balls. Yeah, 100%. I get it.
Just like and also
My grandma
from
lived in Kew Gardens. I was right on the brink from where you live.
Bayside Forest
Yeah,
Hills.
totally.
Okay,
yeah,
you
she
got it.
had an apartment in Forest Hills also.
There you go. That's where I grew up.
Oh, like Forest
Like
Hills?
I was born in Forest Hills.
Really?
I lived there till I was 3, and then we moved to Plainview.
Oh, my grandma was placed on 72nd Continental.
This is so weird.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you know the diner, like the Jewish diner in that
Yeah.
area? Yeah, it closed.
Oh, okay.
No,
Well,
this
I'm not
year. I'm
heartbroken.
so sad.
My mother worked at PS 196, which is a school
amazing.
there for 30 years.
My grandma's lived in the same house in Kew Gardens for like 55 years.
That's
On the
crazy.
corner of Queens Boulevard and 80th Street.
Oh, nice.
But my mom went to like Jamaica High.
Oh my God, you get me. You understand my type, my person.
Totally.
But yeah, no, basically working in the city and working for, I always feel so like weird talking about it because my boss at the time, I feel like had he been raised differently, had he been brought up differently, it could have been a different circumstance. But like he was a 50-year-old attractive, rich man, single, that happened to be my boss, that I'm sure things just came very easy to him. And like anything, it was like I was so disposable to him. And there were things he would do where he would walk in the morning and it was me, and he had like kind of like a second hand who became like a good friend of mine. I was the only woman basically. He would literally say like good morning, good morning, good morning, like say the person's name. I don't want to like say names and not say hi to me. And there was one day where I walked in and I was like, I'm here. Like I like lost it. I was like, I'm here today. And he's like, I know. And I was like, so like did you just like forget to say good morning? And he's like, I did. And I was like, you didn't. Like you didn't. And like he began to like do that more. Like
So you're saying once you made him aware of it, he made it a point to
continue.
To not
to
say
continue
your
to
name.
not say
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
He's just an asshole.
No,
Yeah,
he's a
yeah, yeah.
fucking
An asshole.
loser is what he, but he's also super well respected. Like in
There is
the
that
industry.
issue with
So
a
I'm
lot.
like,
Well, but it's like the Harvey Weinstein issue, right? Like for a while he was respected, and nobody would like cross him. But then like the floodgates opened, right? And then
Yeah.
so like your old boss was like one public opinion away from like everyone being like, oh no, he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Right. Like he might have been well respected because like if you said Harvey Weinstein's name 2015, you'd probably say the same thing. He's
Yeah.
an asshole, but he's really well respected.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
It's the
just
same
fucked
exact
up.
thing.
The whole thing is just fucked up. And like the breaking point for me was when he would start to give me responsibilities, which I mean, I was young. Like I'm obviously going to be doing like some bitch work. I get it. But like he had like so many girlfriends, and there was like one day where he sent me an email. He was not in the office and was like, can you take an Uber to JFK, to the airport, to sit with this girl's son because he's in a layover and he can't be by himself because he's young. And I'm like, I called him and I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I just need you to do, this girl a favor that I'm seeing. Like, you got to go sit with her son. JFK. I mean, it was a raining day in New York City.
Absolutely not.
And I was just like, I wasn't hired for this. And he had just brought on a kid who his father had just passed at the bodega that this guy used to go to all the time. So hired the son just to get coffee, stuff like that, to be, because he lost his dad, whatever.
Essentially a glorified intern. Like,
yeah. And I was like, why don't you? And politely, I was, first of all, I'm an assistant manager at this office. Like you
have a real title.
And I also have like things to do. Like I'm busy.
Yeah, you have like real responsibilities for this
I have
company.
to call like 9 different venues today. Like I have things to do. And I was like, respectfully, like, why don't you go ask, like his name was Hassan. I was like, why don't you ask Hassan to go to JFK? And he was like, are you joking me right now? And I was like, I fucking quit. And I hung up and I like walked out that
That's
day.
how you quit.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then I sent him a very long email saying, just as like a heads up, if you ever plan on hiring a female employee again, here's a how-to, like basically.
Here's a how-to
of like how to
interact
fucking
with
be a
women.
person.
You
Yeah.
That's a
fucking
gangster
cocksucker.
way to quit, though.
That's
That's a mic drop.
If there's females there now.
I'm pretty sure there's like 2 people there, and it's Hassan, that kid, and the other guy that I was like friendly with who.
Oh, so
That's
you're
all.
saying that like it's kind of like taking a little bit of a decline. So.
I think that they just don't need that many people anymore,
Okay,
truthfully.
that's fair.
And also, I don't think he'd ever bring on someone like me again. I think he would bring on someone maybe a little bit more timid.
More submissive.
Yeah.
Oh,
that,
for sure.
That was not.
sure.
I think once he realized a few months in that like I wasn't tolerating his shit, he like got pissed. Like he was angry about it and not thinking, how can I put her to work so this is actually like beneficial for all of us?
Right.
It was more like he would be annoyed at like my strength, which I found to be so gross.
Yeah, that's really.
I mean,
really,
it just
like,
sucks. It's the reality of it. There's some people in
it's
the
a
world
huge
that are like
issue, though.
that.
Like, yeah, unfortunately, a lot
Did
of those
he, like,
people
try
are in
to
positions
hit
of
on you?
power.
And like you like shot it down real quick, and maybe that's where the animosity came from.
He never tried to hit on me, but we would always have like office like party because we were connected to another office that
Sure.
my boyfriend worked at, like connecting office. So like I would always
The
go in
boyfriend of,
there
like, many
5
years.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I would like go in there and be like, he's doing this, he's doing that. And like everyone in that office would be like, and there were women in that one too, and they'd be like, don't worry, like you got this. Like, so that was the only really reason why I was able to like stay.
Gotcha.
But we would do like office stuff all the time where all of us would come in, and this guy, my boss's friends, would always come, like doctors and like cardiologists and this and that. And they would always like be like,
Hey,
I don't.
pretty
Let's say
lady.
the guy's name was Jack. My boss's name was Jack, which it's not. But they would, always say like, Jack, like, you should like be giving her a raise. Like, I'm sure she could do like much more work around here. Like, I mean, like just random shit and like
Right.
be like very,
Oh, so they were like defending you.
but not in that way. Like it wasn't like in a sweet way. It was like, why don't you like put her to more work? Like, in not a appropriate way.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
where they'd be like she's like way more useful than you think. Like in a very
Trying to like coaxing him to
flirtatious
take
way.
advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
Because he
Oh,
probably
wow.
And like they
could,
think I'm like they think that I think that's funny, and I'm like, which again I was like so fucking weak, so I would like laugh. I'd be like,
but, like-
yeah.
Well, but also,
That
I
was
mean,
my
like,
fault.
there's no like preparing you for walking into a room and people
no.
automatically just fucking start saying shit like that. It's
Oh,
like
no.
not like someone's gonna be like, hey, like, there's a bunch of all like middle-aged people in here. They're gonna make a lot of really sexually aggressive innuendos at your expense and like kind of make you uncomfortable and draw attention to the fact that you're gonna be at the shit end of the abusive stick in this relationship.
Yeah.
Have fun. Like, there's not a
Right.
crash course in that.
No,
like, it's not,
absolutely
a
not.
thing. Like, I mean,
Half the time it doesn't even hit you when it's happening because like you're just
well,
kind of
because
like
you're so
yeah,
dumbfounded. You're just like, oh wait,
sure.
wait, was that a joke?
And then
you
I'll go
start
home and I'm
about it,
like,
you're like, oh
fuck,
shit.
yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm describing it as if I know what the fuck it's like.
You
but
know.
like, I don't know what it's like, but like, it's a common
can
enough
get it.
now.
You can
simulate it later.
I can describe it.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
So we could simulate it later.
Like you just put on a wig.
We'll try.
And I'd be
Do a
like,
role
hey,
play.
We put you in like a VR experience.
Yeah.
Like a Oasis and you're a
Can
girl.
it be in the VR? Can you still be in the wig though? And I'm still like trying to like sexually abuse
Yes,
you, like
for sure.
Be like, hey Matt,
Oh my God, that'll be so
I have a
cute.
guitar amp that's on the top shelf. Can you get it for me, please? Like, I mean, it's just you as
Let's
you right now,
act
but like in a
this
wig,
out.
huh?
Let's act this out. That's a good idea.
Do a little role playing here and just kind of see what it's like, and then
But
tell
yeah.
me,
You
and
just
then
let me
you.
into a big part of your psyche that
And
you
then
love this much role playing.
you let me know how it makes you feel, and then we'll grow from it. We'll work on it, Matt. You
I
can
love
make
that.
it.
Sure
good.
that you don't get paid by your therapist
I don't. To what?
to therapize her for him. I don't know.
Oh, like
You're the therapist.
I'm not the therapist. Absolutely not.
I mean, you've learned some things.
Well, yeah, but I'm just like being an asshole about it now. Like I'm not just being like, well, these are the tools that I'm going to use now to my advantage in this conversation. Like, I don't know.
It's a good thing that you'll never know, like, what it's... You don't need to know. It's not necessary.
You know what? I appreciate you saying that. Like, no one needs to know what that's like, but I definitely believe that there is a responsibility that I need to, at least on like a social level, understand what's
Absolutely,
happening
and
so
you're
that we
doing
can
that.
kind of help push forward
And I
and
think
kind
that's
of
like
help
the good
make
like,
that stop.
The good parts of like male like feminism in a sense, right? Like
Right.
being able to like understand that. I think that there's like a lot of I always say like I think extremes are bad, right? And I think
Yeah.
like right now like there's like too much extremism on not understanding like the way Kyle's trying to understand
Yeah.
and more just like judging,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because and like this is a controversial thought what I'm about to say,
Hot take. Okay.
but
I'm here.
I think, like, for the record, like, Harvey Weinstein's a fucking douchebag, right?
Yes.
He's an asshole. But, there's a but there. If you're sober and you go to somebody's hotel room at 1 a.m. and you're up for a role in that guy's movie, what do you expect you're doing at 1 a.m. in that hotel room? And
No,
that-
I agree with that.
Right? And I think that those situations cloud situations like yours, and they're not the same, right? Because a lot of people in this whole Me Too movement are people that consented to an exchange of goods, and then years
Right.
later didn't get another role, and then somehow said, oh, well, I didn't consent to that first one.
I also feel like it's such a gray area, though, because, like, none of us were there for any of these exchanges. So,
100%,
like,
No,
100%.
there's just
sure.
so much that, like,
But
I don't know.
there's also, like, people, though, that have, like, come out and been honest about it. Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
female
yeah.
actors been like, no, like, this is how it went down, and, like, I accept what I did to do what I needed to do.
Like, this was the part,
This
yeah.
was the part, this is what I did. And, like, there's also a lot of cases where people are like, no, like, it was an exchange of goods. There's no difference between that and paying something. You know?
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's,
and a lot of
that's their
people-
point of view, and, like, they can...
Fuck R. Kelly, that's all I want to say.
Yo,
Yeah.
I mean, we can go there if you want. That shit... Did you watch the,
Obviously, I watch it. Gail Gang. This is Gail Gang.
Gangster?
We're actually not going to use the promo photo you sent over. We're just going to take it. Like, Danny actually just is going
This
to take
is
a
me.
photo of that, and we're just going to put that up.
Do a
No.
side by side of me and her.
Just fucking stare.
No, the best part of that whole interview was when Gail was like, but do you think it's okay to have two girls, both 21, and you're 50? And he was like...
Yeah, their combined age is still a decade lower than his fucking age.
So that was wild. And then my personal favorite actually didn't have to do with any of the girl conversation, but had to do when Gail was like, so your friends have been stealing your money and you went to the bank for the first time ever.
yeah.
And you're 46-year-old male.
That's crazy.
You've never been to the bank. I was like, what?
It's so
That's
unrelatable.
mind-blowing.
Mind
Yeah.
blown. Like, how did you not go to the bank before? Like,
At
that-
least once.
Well,
Like,
no,
at least
all that
once.
says to me is that you were a fucking gangster selling all sorts of drugs,
Yeah.
did not put any of your money in a bank.
No,
and then when
never.
you started making real money from music, someone else was
Took
like,
care of it, yeah.
someone else was like, you can't have $1 million in cash in your house like you do right now. You
Right.
need to put that in a bank account. He's like, I'm not going to a fucking bank. Those people are going to steal my money. And then that guy was like, well, do you trust me? And
What was
he
that guy's
like,
name?
I have no idea.
No, I mean, we're playing out
Oh,
a story.
his name was Joe.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and
a
then
trigger
Joe
name.
Joe takes $1 million in cash and goes, "Pfft, $950,000 in cash for sure.
100%.
Right?
Yeah, that's how it,
Right, and that's how it went down. And like,
that's how you would like to think it went down.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole R. Kelly
Whole
thing
thing's
is
fucked up.
so
How did we even
insane.
get here?
To R. Kelly?
I brought it up.
Yeah, you
I
did.
just remembered that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually interrupted conversation to just say, you know what, just fuck R. Kelly.
Well, I mean, it was a conversation about Harvey Weinstein. Like,
I
one
know,
was
I
going to
know.
be just
But-
as bad.
so
I just
so
fuck with you.
and this is like this joke. I said it with Skella, but it makes sense to just bring it up again. Is so Joe Rogan on his latest not podcast,
yeah,
on his latest comedy special on Netflix called Strange Times.
It's really funny.
Has a bit that's really funny, and it's just like an introspective look at like the issues with society in general. And he was
Sure.
like, and the bit was basically, listen, my daughter called me up and said, hey, Harvey Weinstein wants me to play Catwoman, but like I have to go to his hotel room at like 1 a.m. and I'm not really sure what that's about. I would come with her with a baseball bat and break its legs straight up. And he goes, but if my son was going to Harvina Weinstein to become Batman, I'd buy him the condoms.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Right?
so true.
Right? And
Huge double
he's like,
standard.
that's the problem with society.
100%.
Like, none of the other things matter, but that double
That
standard
is so
the,
fucking true.
is
Oh
the
my
issue.
God.
Yeah, it's 100% the case. And like as an extension of that, there's a lot of there's a lot of complicitness in going through with enabling people to do this, but there's also a lot of willful ignorance, and I think that that's perfectly. I think. Wait, what I'm trying to look at? That's
Justified
no. That's
on the ball.
No, there's a lot of willful ignorance in it also, and that's easily identified through fucking Kevin Spacey's shit. Because
Oh, yes.
basically
Oh, yes.
because basically the thing with Kevin Spacey
Kevin Spacey
is
stuff is even worse than Harvey Weinstein's in my opinion.
well, because he was doing a lot of stuff on set. He's doing a lot of things in front
Doing
of people.
stuff on set, and people were just, like, turned a closed eye.
No
Yeah.
one had an issue with it until there were charges filed against him. And then when the like law got brought in, everyone's like, "Oh, well, yeah, okay, well, let's fire him." And then like, this is bad, and we're not okay with this, and everything he did was all right. And basically, he self-produced a supplement to House of Cards, and he put it like everyone thought it was Netflix, but he self-produced it and put it out.
I
And
saw.
yeah. So basically, he's talking about like.
It was so strange.
Not only did you
So
not give a shit,
strange.
you enabled me to do this because you're like,
But, like,
riding
right.
off of the tails of my success. But then the moment that this all comes crashing
basically he
down,
was saying-
you're demonizing me.
Yeah,
Like,
basically what he
I'm
was.
not gonna lie, and this is not gonna be a popular.
Oh no, it's gonna be
opinion
definitely
from-
popular with us. I think I know what you're about to say.
I fucking loved every second of it.
Yes, yes.
Full body
Same.
chills, but like first.
I had my hands in the air, being like, "Yes, they're bringing him back."
Okay,
Right,
here's the
right.
thing. When I watched it, the immediate reaction was like, I've never been more excited about anything. Like, I don't know how I
You're
feel.
like,
I don't
oh
know
my
why I feel
God.
this way, but this is so like
Because he
strange.
killed a dog on TV, and you were okay with it.
Yeah, right. God, I miss him. But then you like think about it, and you're like, oh wait a minute, like stop, Caitlyn. Like he's talking. This isn't out of a show. Like this
Oh,
is
yeah,
this
this
was
is
like a real.
way
Like I
too
thought it was like a
meta.
promo.
Like,
no,
I thought it was a promo for the next season.
But then it got really serious.
But like, here's my thing: is
But I
like,
liked it.
if you, I liked it too. But if you pull the trigger, but someone else loads the gun, who's guilty? Both of you, or just the person that pulls the trigger?
It's up to you to decide.
Right? Because I think that's really what he was saying. Right? He's
Yeah.
like, I didn't load the gun. I pulled the trigger, and I'll take what I take for that. But all of you fuckers loaded the gun, and now you're running away.
at the very least, he said, "Here's all the ammo. Take it away, otherwise I'm going to fire the gun." And they all went nuts. We'll just leave it on the table. It's
Yeah,
fine."
totally.
Like that's. I mean, it's just like you can't.
But then it's also like, yeah, but I feel like it's just not a good enough excuse.
Well,
Right, but Joe
I'm not saying
Paterno
that those people-
Joe Paterno literally got his statue taken down for doing what the producers of House of Cards did, and they didn't get reprimanded, right? So Jerry
Right.
Sandusky is Kevin Spacey, and Joe Paterno is the production team, right? So look at it that way.
Yeah.
So like Joe Paterno turned a blind eye to Jerry Sandusky and got his entire legacy taken down,
Yeah.
right? But House of Cards was still able to put out another season just without Kevin Spacey. That's a double standard.
Well, it's the whole thing is just bullshit because like what we're seeing is that like maybe the people that were turning a blind eye to Kevin aren't necessarily guilty in the eyes of the law, but morally they just fucked up and were in so many insane ways acting so irresponsibly for actually like shedding light on something that they're now claiming they're so against, and they very well may be against that. I'm not saying that they don't believe what they're saying, but
I think that they believe the dollars that Kevin was bringing in more.
Absolutely, you have a fucking responsibility, and like and it gets tough because like the fear of losing something that you love is greater than the shame of being passively complicit
And
in
it's
something
sad though
that's
because it really just
unethical
has to do with like
or illegal, you know.
Totally.
yeah, it has to just do with your own. I don't know. I just feel like the person that does the action is always the one to blame because you fucking know better. Like you didn't have to do
Sure,
anything.
you didn't have to do it. Yeah.
Like you didn't, and like you're like there are really fucking amazing guys in this world that would never, and girl, like not just men, like women too.
But
like it's
everyone knew after watching American Beauty, and definitely after Seven, that he was fucked.
Yeah.
whatever. This is dark.
No.
We told you there weren't any fucking limits.
Yeah, no. This is honestly not
Some
that dark.
Yeah, you're right. This is
You guys
pretty
really
light,
listen to that.
probably.
This is just technically this is still pop culture. I mean, it's going on. It's current events.
Yeah,
It's true.
No, we don't have to keep talking about this.
but we can't. No.
We can talk
open
about
to
anything you
it.
want. I'll bring. Let's we can go into anything. No, but I mean, we got there because I asked a pretty heavy question, like what it's like for you as a woman to have to deal with kind of being in a male-dominated
But
society.
kind of
and
like what
dealing
you
with
said,
that.
it's like I feel that although I've experienced something, it's so what I experienced, I'm mature enough to say was not fucking nearly as bad. Like how you're sitting there saying like I'm a white privileged male, whatever. I'm a fucking white privileged woman.
Sure.
Like I am. So I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I've really gone through some shit, which is always like a big thing when it comes down to coaching too, because like, who am I? There was a moment in my life where I was like, who the fuck am I to be a life coach if I haven't really like experienced anything like really that bad
Yeah.
ever? And it's like, and I'm not going to sit here and like lie and pretend like what I went through was like so fucking tragic for me. Like it was the reality of what was going on in the world, whatever. Like I'm stronger because of it.
Right.
We have a bigger, like whatever. It is what it is. There's a dialogue about
So
it. No, it's fine.
you're not diminishing what you went through, but you're also saying
I'm
that
saying that
it's
it's not-
on the level of what some of these women have had to deal with.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to like speak for those people because
Sure.
it's not even remotely. I know that I haven't been through what some of the fucking strong women in this world have been through, and it just sucks. And yeah, like not to mention again, like I'm a white 24-year-old attractive girl that was on TV. Like how hard am I experiencing
Sure.
life?
No,
I
I
mean, it
understand
is
that.
my
I
own
understand
reality.
that,
I still go through shit that is
But
in
I
my
think-
reality hard.
Right,
But-
but like that shouldn't be like brought down because
Oh,
you're-
absolutely not.
Right?
Absolutely not. It's just different.
Right, like Eli Manning is doing a big campaign right now for a mental health company where he talks about like his struggles with mental health, and he's like, I understand that like I won 2 Super Bowls and I played in front of
But I
hundreds.
still- yeah.
Yeah, he's like, but like for me, I had these issues and like I'm talking about it. It's really
Yeah.
you should like
Right.
look it up. It's
yeah,
really
no, definitely.
it's really cool. But
I like the Mannings. I think they're
they
it's so
can,
funny
they
and
can
there's
do
like
no
a-
wrong. I mean, Eli
Yeah.
literally like single-handedly made it a conversation whether or not Brady is the greatest ever.
yeah.
Right? Like
And his brother is Colton Manning.
right.
Like your brother is also arguably one of the best
Peyton
quarterback.
Manning.
Peyton Manning
On the Colts.
on whatever. That's
That
proof.
was kind of cool.
That's proof of
you did
of
that.
how not into sports I am.
But yeah, no, I mean Eli. If
Peyton
Eli,
Manning.
yeah, if Eli
Wait, is
didn't,
there a Colton
there might be a younger
On The
brother.
Bachelor.
currently?
Oh
Right
my
now.
God, stop.
He's a runner though.
Guys, I'm like,
We should actually.
We're talking about quarterbacks.
We should
Colton's a
thank
runner.
We should
Sorry,
thank Kaitlyn
sorry.
real quick for coming on the podcast and skipping out on the Bachelor season finale.
100%.
yeah, this is like
So,
serious.
Yeah, my wife does the
roses.
for the listeners. She does the Rosebuds, and that's been a group that's been going on for like 4 or 5
I
years
ate
now.
a rosebud tonight.
Like every
Legit.
What?
Yeah, there's rosebuds on the cupcakes. I was like, fuck
yeah,
it, I'm
yeah,
gonna
no,
eat it.
totally.
I want a cupcake.
Oh, they always do something
Yeah, we'll
special
get
for
some
the
after.
finale.
I
But
want like sex.
I'm in.
Okay, cool.
yeah, every Monday.
Pick a bagel in
Bachelor.
New York City, half price after 5 p.m.
Is that a thing? I've
Do you
never
know,
been
do you know
there.
Pick a Bagel in
No.
New York City?
No, my places were like tall bagels. Have you ever heard of
What
tall
about Essa
bagels?
Bagel? Essa Bagel.
Is that the ESS? Yeah.
That's the best one by far. You know that old Jewish men turn the dough
Are
at
you
4
like a
a.m.?
lox eater?
Of course.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I can't look, talk to you, make eye contact, be in the
Wait,
same
scallion
breathing
cream
space.
cheese or vegetable?
Either one, but I'm not someone that if I'm getting a bagel with lox, like I'm not getting plain cream cheese with it.
That's
It's
my
either
Jew right there.
scallion or vegetable with tomato.
Maybe some lettuce. I do like that with lettuce.
It depends. It
I
depends.
just like
if
crispy,
it comes with
crunchy
it,
romaine lettuce
yeah,
with that.
it can't be like a fucking like
on a cinnamon raisin bagel
soggy.
though.
Never had it on a cinnamon
Oh
raisin
my-
bagel. Am I about to like?
Yeah,
Change?
slightly toasted with the tomato, the salmon, the veggie
But you know
cream
what
cheese.
I don't love when the cream cheese is like overly melted.
No, that's why you have to lightly toast it.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
I can't even begin to fathom what you guys are talking about right now.
Sorry. It's just,
It's
No
Jew
idea.
culture.
That's great.
have you ever had like what would be on a bagel with lox, but on challah?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
Yeah. Have you ever had challah?
No.
challah.
Have you ever had
Challah.
Have you ever had matzah?
Yeah.
Matzah
Passover's
pizza?
coming up. It's like matzo pizza is like ugh. Like I'd rather have regular pizza.
I'm gonna make you some matzah pizza and
Pesach.
Kyle's gonna
Passover's on
test-
my birthday this year, which it kind
Wait,
of falls
when's your
my
birthday?
April 24th.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
2 days before Endgame comes out. We can celebrate the movie.
I love that. That's what you brought it back to.
Wow.
That's amazing. We can celebrate go to the movies.
Basically, we're gonna celebrate your birthday around the idea that half the universe died.
You know what I think I'm gonna do for my
but you
birthday
didn't-
this year?
Huh.
I think it's gonna be like really bouge if you guys want to come.
25 is a
Where?
milestone.
I think I'm gonna rent a house in Palm Springs,
All right.
and I found one, and I think like they're gonna do like a bit of a deal with me if I like post about it.
Oh, yeah.
And
Those
it's like
100,000
it's like-
followers coming
yeah,
into handy.
which also is I've lost thousands of followers since being on the
Really?
show. I was at like 145 when I got off the show, and I'm at like 108. Like, yeah, nobody gives a shit about me anymore.
That's amazing.
But well, my account was hacked, so whatever. There was a situation, but anyway,
Oh, I forgot about that.
Whoa!
I went to Vegas.
I totally forgot about that.
Scandalous.
No, this was a while ago.
Yeah.
Like,
Months.
Yeah, it's been a bit. So I completely
I
forgot
told
about
everyone
this.
to unfollow me because I didn't think I was gonna get my account back. So
You're like, well, all right, cool.
it's time.
Fun while it lasted.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, it was literally like my account was up to like 150. Like, and I was like, I'm hot shit right now. Like, this is
So you
unbelievable.
you didn't hodl. You
No.
Yeah, you should have hodled longer.
I know. I really should have.
I have 2 questions.
Please.
Before we
One-
take off.
Well, I was gonna say one. Are we going to Palm Springs?
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
If we book it, 100%. You
Yeah,
guys have
I'm
to go.
down.
Amanda, I think definitely. I'll stay
Amanda.
back. I'll stay back with little man. Amanda can do
I told
fun.
Amanda the other day, it was me, Stacey, and Amanda in the studio, and I was like, guys, I'm sorry. Like, I know you're like adults here. Like, you own a bar studio and like you have a kid, but like, I'm taking the 2 of you out and we are blacking out. Like, you need to come with me. Like,
That's amazing.
I was like, we're going to the bungalow. We're getting
Wow.
shot. It's like, I'm sorry. Like, that's
Well,
where I
that's
go.
really Jewish of you.
I'll call the Uber.
New
I'm
York.
for it. Like,
Thank you.
100%.
And then,
I'm dying.
wait, but then Amanda said something. She was like, I feel like Kyle, like, I was like, would Kyle come? And he's like, I feel like he'd like be around the area. Like, he'd pick us up. Like, if he like needed us.
Sure, yeah, I'll come get you.
Oh, no, we need you to get, but I was like, I'm getting you 2 so fucking drunk. And I was like, you know what? Fuck the
You
men.
know what's next to bungalow?
What?
Holy guacamole.
I love Holy
Okay, so you
Guacamole
guys can
so
sit there
much.
and we'll go get so
kinda
wasted.
down.
Although I have this new thing now because I'm single, so
And ready to mingle.
so ready to mingle, but I'm doing this like really disgusting thing now where like I'll go out
And black out.
no, I'm not blacking out, but I'm like I'm a very affectionate person to begin with. I'm like super like, oh my god, hi, like how like that's just how I am.
Right.
And I'm just like giving everyone my number.
Oh, you mentioned this the other day when you came over.
Fans, like but like people like fans, like
Like people like, oh my god, I saw you on Big Brother. Here's my number.
no,
Exactly.
yes,
When she came, when you brought Anne over when we put Anne
yes.
together.
Anne is the plant holder. We named
Anne's the
Anne.
plant.
Yeah,
Yeah, so-
whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just giving everyone my number. It's like I wake
Should
up
we
with
just
these
give it
texts.
right now?
No, yeah, it's
Five. Yeah.
but I'm like doing that, and I'm like, you gotta
718.
take it
Yeah.
easy. I'm a 516.
Now, are you a 310 now?
516.
So are you a LA lifer
No,
now?
no,
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 no.
no,
I'm a
never.
917 still.
Three-
Okay, my
323?
dad's a 917.
Ah, right.
No, you have to understand something. So what is it? 303
Is what?
is like the bad one in New York.
Oh, that's like the newer one.
right. So
yeah.
like in New York, there's there's a caste system.
Oh, I'm sure.
No, if you
Yeah.
have so
If you were like an
you're in,
OG
if you're in Long
New Yorker.
Island, you have a 516
Or a 631.
or
depending on what.
718.
Oh,
Those
oh.
are, that's like Long Island Queens.
Yeah.
If you're in
I
New
know-
York
I know
City,
some
it's a
718s.
212 or 917 hard stop.
I know the
212.
212s
And,
all
and then
day.
and then
Yeah.
if you're in Westchester, Scarsdale, you're a 914.
Okay.
And
Yes.
then anything else, you're lower class. No, like people would spend money to buy other people's numbers. To have the right pair. Like, dude, you know like how you feel about like looking at someone with an Android phone? Like if you get like a green text, they're instantly worst
Oh,
human
if
beings.
I get if I get a
Totally.
green text message, I'm like, look at this fucking poor piece of
Yeah.
shit. Like, I'm just immediately right out.
That's
I'm like,
how you
ugh.
feel if you see like a 303 in New York.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, I don't even. You can email me, and that's about it. Like,
DM me.
Like if
Oh my
someone got a
God.
303, you're like, wow, you're not connected. You're not really from New York, and like
I
you
want
just-
nothing to do with it,
I
yeah.
wanna- like
Oh,
remember,
man.
like it's the same feeling that you. So Kyle has this great like kind of mandate where if you go out to dinner with him in a group and you order
Oh, God.
drinks, right? And you're out to dinner with him and then that person that ordered drinks and Kyle didn't drink asked to split the bill. Kyle goes, "Don't worry about it, but it's your going away present. We're not friends anymore. I'll pay the bill."
100%. I'll just take care of everything. But
I
you,
love
I'll
that.
take care of everything, but you lose my fucking number. Like, 100%. Like, I am not splitting the bill with you if there's more than a $5
That
deficit
is
on either end.
unbelievable.
Not happening.
I love that.
Not happening at all. I am socialist as
Everyone
shit when it
thinks
comes
it.
to food.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible.
No, I am. No, 100%. I feel the
Yeah.
burn all day long when it
Yeah.
comes to food. Like, 100%. So
I get it.
so
no,
good.
I'm not going to do it. And well, and especially this issue comes up because like I don't drink anymore, and that is a large percentage of any bill whenever you go out with anybody, even if like
Yeah.
fucking anywhere, and especially if you're out on tour, you're doing promo, you're with an artist, you're with radio promoters, you fucking
Yeah.
rack. You rack up the bill.
How long
fast
have
with
you
alcohol.
not been drinking for?
I just hit the 150 day mark.
Wow.
And so I'm almost at half a year.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Congrats.
thanks.
Episode 2, we talked
Do you
about
feel
it, right?
good?
Yeah, I feel great. I've noticed pretty significant improvements in my overall well-being, mood,
Yeah.
sleep
And
you drink a
quality.
I drink a lot, but this is sober March. What is
Oh,
it, the
because you were
11?
going to do sober February, right? And that just fucking
But
went off
then
the
my-
rails. Like,
I was gonna do sober February, but like hate to get dark. But then like my grandfather passed, and
Yeah,
like
no,
he
that
was
was-
a big
yeah, that was
Grey
tough. That
Goose
was the thing,
drinker.
yeah.
Like so, it was almost like
How old was he?
respect. 93. So I mean,
Passed away in West Palm Beach.
what? No. Actually, these are the grandparents that decided not to move to Boca, which is where the other ones
The
are.
other ones are in Boca,
Yeah.
right? 100%.
They
Okay, cool.
they stayed in Bayside to like be with us, but
So
like.
half my one
Went
side
down?
stayed in Queens, the other one went to West Palm.
You got it. So
This is like a very New York Jew thing.
I love it. It's great.
Yeah.
I'm not excluded from many conversations, and this is just I
is
don't
a
really know
world
anything
that
about
you-
this. I
Every
love
single
it.
Jew from New York
moves to Boca.
moves to
or
Boca, West Palm Beach,
yeah.
period.
That's
hands down.
amazing.
It's just
That's a
the
pretty
thing.
common theme in Seinfeld too, isn't it? Because those parents moved to Del Boca Vista in Florida.
I want to hear more about what you're
Yeah.
about to say, but my freshman year of college,
Where'd you go?
so I did 4 years at UMass Amherst,
Oh yeah,
but I started at Springfield College on a soccer scholarship.
nice.
Oh, I didn't know it was a soccer scholarship.
I was number 2 ranked goalkeeper in the
What
country.
fucking
Oh
happened,
my
man?
God.
I
Like,
know I got fat. Fuck. No, dude, when I was playing soccer, so I'm like 232 right now, if I want to be nice.
Sure.
Probably like 234. But like I was like 166, lean, could dunk a basketball when I
Wow.
was playing. Yeah.
yeah, I used to be 160, 165.
I mean, I was running
I'm
like
two-
Same.
I'm
I was running
230.
like 50.
Same. Yeah,
I was
you
running,
came the
like
other way
15
though.
miles a day.
Yeah,
it was
that's-
crazy.
Wow, that's
I used to
wild.
bike 15 miles a day.
I used to bike like 30
Jesus.
miles. I'd
Yeah.
like run 15, bike 30, row.
Well, I wasn't doing it because I was an
That's
athlete.
wild.
I just, you
No,
know.
yeah, I mean, I was like one of the top ranked goalkeepers, played a lot, won the Maccabi games multiple times.
I'm dying.
That's amazing.
But,
That's amazing.
to bring it all full story,
Boner alert.
But at the
100%.
at my freshman year of college, I met multiple kids from Middle America who had never met a Jew and just dictated what they thought a Jew was based off Seinfeld.
fair.
That's so. Dude, I still.
Haven't met a Jew.
I'm still just on the Seinfeld. Is like that's it. You know, what I mean, like Larry David. He just wrote into existence what life was like.
Larry David is my father.
I fucking love Larry David. Anyway, we kind of moved on a little bit, but you're talking about February stuff because your grandfather passed.
Oh yeah,
away,
grandfather
and so-
passed. That was tough, but again, he was 93, so like
Yeah.
So he was a
lived
gangster.
such a beautiful life. Yeah, totally fine. But his big thing
Where's he from?
was he was also from Williamsburg, so that's
He's
like
a New Yorker.
Yeah,
Is
New
he like
Yorker.
Polish? Polish
He's
Jew?
Polish.
Got
And he's
it.
also really fucking
Ellis
cute.
Island, New York. That's just a
Total
thing.
Ellis Island
Yeah.
vibes. But basically, his big thing is anytime he was at our house, you'd have to
Embodied the Russians
You'd
and had
have
some
to
vodka.
give him a glass of. This is him when he was like young. How hot?
Oh wow, yeah.
Like you're
Wow,
hot.
stud.
Like stud. But this
Stud.
is what he looked like. He's wearing my hat. It's like,
Still a stud.
is he so cute?
Still a stud.
I fucking love him. And then this is like him this was him like 7 months ago, like over the summer.
I love
but
him.
Anyway, yeah, he's so perfect. So we were like at Shiva, which is, I don't know if you're familiar with what Shiva is, but in Judaism, it's a thing like, when someone passes, the family kind of like keeps their home open. People visit, like come in, we do a whole thing. Great. So
No open casket in Judaism. Just so you know.
no.
Oh really?
Yeah,
No.
like hard no.
Is there
But
a
I
reason
did
for
see
that, or-
we did
I actually
see
don't know what the
him.
reason
Yeah,
is.
I don't know what the
It's
reason
just
is.
it's just like a
It's
thing.
a
It's always
tradition,
been a thing.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
As long as I know, I know my tattoos are an issue, but like fuck it.
Yeah.
And
It's like not, it doesn't
yeah,
really matter.
and like no open casket.
like that's a thing. Wow.
Yeah, like,
we
if
were
you-
able to like see like put stuff
no,
in
the
his
close family.
Yeah,
but
for
like,
family,
but
but
like,
no
like
one
in,
else.
I don't know if you know, but like in other religions, like it's open
I
for
know.
everyone.
I know.
Right, right.
I learned that recently and I was like, what the fuck? Like it was crazy. But yeah, so during Shiva, my dad bought one of those like large Grey Goose bottles that you see like
At like the club,
at the club and you're like, who would get that? Like
just spent
it was
25 G's on that
this
bottle at the
big,
club.
Oh my god.
sitting on our kitchen table and it's like, would anyone like people were just like open to having some and our close family would be like, yeah, we're taking a shot like in honor.
Right.
So
In-
of
in
course,
honor on the fifth
in
shot.
honor,
Yeah.
right. So that was basically what we were doing. And
wow.
so Sober February had to take a break.
Did you drink multiple times after that?
After what?
After that day?
Oh yeah, well
When you just, when you so you're doing sober February, right? And
Sober March.
Right, but you were doing sober February, and then you went to the
tried.
Shiva
Right. No,
And then-
I think I gave up.
before the Shiva.
Yeah, because like
In
when shit hit the fan.
preparation.
Yes, yeah.
Because you didn't want to just have the first drink there.
I had a glass of wine. I actually got like really fucked up at the airport when my
awesome.
parents called me and said, you need to come home.
Oh damn.
Got
So, and then there was like I got so fucking drunk, but like, it was like in a funny, like lighthearted way. So like when my parents picked me up and then I was drinking on the plane and when they picked me up, they were like, we don't even know, like we don't I'm not like a reckless drinker. Like I have I'm so small, like 2 drinks and I'm out.
Sure.
So like they picked me up and they're like, who the fuck are you? And I was
That's
like, I was like,
amazing.
we're going through a hard time. And they're like, you need to sober up. We're like, we're not taking they're literally like, we are not taking you to hospice. And I was like, let me.
They're like,
And
yeah, no, we're as a family going through hard. You are on a whole nother level
they're
of
like,
shit
what
right
the
now.
fuck?
Like,
They were like, not. My
And
grandma was like, the
this
fuck?
thing is like a very Jewish mom.
Oh yeah, my mom was
way.
like, no, you're not. She's not coming. She's not coming to the hospice. I'm like,
oh my god.
This is her dad.
yeah, no, this is my dad's.
Oh,
dad.
even better.
But
So she's speaking.
she's
for,
speaking on behalf of my
That's
dad. She's like, she's
amazing.
not coming to hospice. Leave her at home.
and your dad just looking at you like, I'm sorry, she's the boss.
Yeah, he's like, there's
Our Jewish moms like running shit.
Oh, you have no idea.
yes.
No, man.
Yeah, very, very.
Very much
Damn.
so. But yeah,
like
so
run
Sober
shit to the
March.
point where it's like scary. Like you're
Terrifying.
scared for your life.
I will be that.
Yeah. Oh, I can really see it.
I will be that. I want to be like a
Totalitarian.
young mom.
That's
A
amazing.
hot young mom that is just a total dictator.
That's awesome. Just go for it.
And like I will be the mom on like the side of the soccer fields, like screaming.
No, you'd be the
That's
mom
the
that
side.
like if another
cut
kid,
oranges.
if another kid hit your kid, even if it was a good play, you would point
Run out into the field.
No, you would run out at the other kid's mom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like
you
how
just
was he
tackle her.
raised?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I
That's-
totally get
I'm
it.
looking forward to it.
I'm for it. I'm all for it.
We just have to find
The right guy.
a husband.
Right.
first.
Yeah,
Bachelor
yeah,
season.
you miss it
Are
right.
you on the next Bachelor?
I will not do it.
Wouldn't.
Would you do it? Would you do it though if you were offered it?
No, because I truthfully, well, this is actually going to sound, I'm so scared to say what I'm about to say because my next actions within the next few months might make me
Contradict
sound
it?
hypocritical, but it's a to be determined. So maybe I can say it anyway and sound normal. But I feel like I believe in the sanctity of love so much that I wouldn't want to put myself in a situation to like go on one of those that it's like, that's
I
not the
really
reason.
hope you go on one now.
But It might.
Who knows? At the end of the day, whatever happens was gonna always happen.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
gonna
But
happen.
if I'm meant to be on one like that, I will.
But maybe you go on it, and then some guy watching it falls in love with you, and then you fall in love with him, and it wasn't the guy on
How am
the
I
show.
gonna meet him?
He finds you.
That's weird.
I'm gonna quote one of my favorite.
But see, like, that's such a double standard. If it was the other way around, I'd find it cute.
You think?
For sure.
No, if he like finds me, here's the thing. I got a lot of DMs.
There's a difference between a stalker and, like, finding.
It depends on what he says.
100%.
Like-
those first 30 seconds are everything.
If he says something like funny, like that makes me laugh, like I'm in. Like you just have to make me laugh and I'm in. So like I don't really. Actually, I do give a shit what you look like, but like I don't.
You
It's not the first
backpedaled
thing.
real hard right there.
It's not my first thing though.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if I got a DM and I don't even look at your thing and you say something that like really made me laugh, like then I'll go and.
So
look
you're
at-
like, if you would like bump a few points on the look scale if it's like a 12 out of 10 on the funny scale.
Oh my god, 100%.
I
Because
feel
then
like that's
that
a
makes you an
popular
attractive
belief
person.
for girls that guys don't really realize.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
yeah,
if you
yeah,
can,
yeah.
because first of all, if you're thinking like long term, like
100%.
I'm not gonna be with someone that's like hot and fucking boring. Count me out.
Also, like no guy dates down. Like all men date up. All men,
that-
at least
is that true?
all men marry up. Like I've never known one guy that was like the like
You married up.
bear. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I've never known one guy that like married and was
But no,
just
but
like
that's
I'm
because
the
you're
better one
really
in the
funny.
relationship.
Yeah.
You're really funny.
But that's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
It's like all. I'm gonna make a blanket statement here. Obviously, this isn't true across the board, but also, fuck you. All women settle, like to some degree. Like no woman like marries a 10 out of 10 on the looks scale, and then she's like a 7, and it's just like, well, I want to try and like
Miley
make
Cyrus,
it work. You know what I mean?
Liam Hemsworth.
Oh my god, he's so.
You don't think
hot.
Miley
Yeah.
Cyrus is more attractive than Liam Hemsworth?
Bro,
think-
are you serious?
I think they're both hot.
No, but like,
Yeah, they're both hot.
but she married.
I'm attracted to them as a couple. I think that's a good match.
They are a great match.
Yeah.
Maybe we could put the dating thing on hold for now for like relationship for you, and you could just like start having some DMs about like maybe like a group situation. You can play the field a little bit, like just see what it's like. Cause like maybe there's not a guy for you. Maybe there's a girl for you.
You're right. I have no
You know what I mean?
idea, but I feel like in the beginning of like, because when you're with someone for 5 years and now you're like out of it, and that was
Oh,
the
yeah.
majority of my youth, like
Yep.
from 18 to 24 or whatever, I'm with someone, and now
Yeah.
I'm 24 years old and I'm single. Like, yeah, I'm enjoying this time. But then again, I'm learning so much.
That's cool,
we,
though.
We can't get into this right now. Like, oh my god, yeah.
That's
Oh,
what
wait, I really want to get into this now.
this is all offline conversation.
Yeah. there are just like certain things that I didn't realize about dating because I haven't dated.
Well, you're dating for the first time
Right,
as an
because
adult.
you're
Right.
24.
Right.
And you had a relationship for 6
From
years.
when I was 18.
Right, so you've never dated.
I
Yeah.
mean, like,
I've been engaged before. So,
Really?
yeah. We can talk offline about that
Yeah,
also.
sure.
I actually
Okay.
saw the I didn't even say this, dude. Crazy. I'm taking so we're at a cafe earlier, taking a call. I'm just like looking into the cafe as I'm on the call, and I see a girl in the window. I'm like, that my ex? And dude,
wasn't?
doppelganger.
Really?
Oh my
Like
God.
made you
I
nervous? You're
no,
like,
it made me to the point where no, I mean it wasn't a bad breakup. Like basically what happened was we were engaged, and I was like,
How
I
old
need
were
to.
you?
24, 25. And I was like, I need to move to LA for work. And she's like, I'm not leaving New York. And I was like, okay, then we should probably not do this. And she's like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
how long were
cool.
you guys together?
2.5 years, 3 years.
That's a significant amount of time.
But it was like, it was good. Like while we were breaking up, I sold her mom my car because she needed a new car. Like it was like very
nice.
amicable.
Yeah.
So like I texted her, I was like, are you in LA? She's like, nope. And I was like, 1 second. And I like creepoed a photo.
Oh, no.
And she
What'd
was
she
like,
say?
she's like, holy shit.
oh, so it was really that spot on.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
No. It was like straight doppelganger.
That is
I
so
sent it to a
crazy.
few of my friends. They're like, no fucking way, that's her long lost sister. I'll
That's
show you. I'll show you guys. I
crazy.
have the pictures.
Yeah, I want to
doppelgangers.
see her, and then I want to see
It's fucking
yeah.
wild.
That's insane. So,
Lord of the Rings just announced what they're doing for their TV series.
oh really?
Yeah, they're doing what I told you that they were going to do Second Age post Sauron.
Yes, I'm so excited about that.
You have no idea what I just said. That's
You
really
crazy
okay.
kid.
We get so this is we've actually not talked about one nerdy thing on
We
this
tried
episode
to be
with
really
you.
respectful
Which I
to you.
appreciate. I
Yes.
love that.
Yeah, so
I have like two more quick things that I want to get to, which I know are like bigger topics. They don't have to be. They absolutely don't have to be.
Right.
But the first one is I want to talk about. Have you heard of this thing called weight privilege? Like check your like.
What is that?
Like check your weight privilege. You know what I mean? Like basically saying that like people like in a certain weight bracket now have a privilege like over people who are overweight, just like you would have a privilege of being attractive or thin or white or a male or anything else. Just like any aspect of society that you have a privilege over someone, they're now saying that like you have a weight privilege.
Interesting.
Like check your weight privilege.
I've never heard that saying, but I think that there is like a really messed up idea and thought process around body and like weight.
I do too.
In LA, especially.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think that like
And I'm guilty. I'm just as guilty as anyone else being like having those moments of like thinking like, oh my God, like I need to get on this. Like everyone's so thin.
this may be an unpopular opinion,
Please
but
hit me with it.
I definitely think that you can't really call it privilege if you have control over like choosing your situation.
Yeah.
Like it's not really privilege
Everyone
if you
can-
can
yeah.
choose being underweight. And I understand it's not always that easy. I understand
Yeah, but
certain
it's-
people have certain
yeah,
things.
yeah.
But like for the most part, you can, no matter how long it takes or how difficult it is, you can enlist the aid and help of professionals and other people, and you can change.
You always can, yeah.
You can be healthier. You can make steps, and you can actually take steps,
Control of your health,
Take
yeah.
control of your health. You can take steps. Like you can absolutely, at least to some degree, influence
Sure.
one way or the other getting healthy. So it's not. I think it's a bullshit
Tom
notion.
Segura has
Yeah,
a
I don't
great
really
bit
like
about
that.
this.
Yeah.
Tom Segura basically has a. Do you know who that is?
No.
Comedian, really funny comedian. He
Yeah.
basically is like, listen, I'm not talking about the people who have like physical issues.
Oh,
with,
yeah.
With like keeping weight on or off, like those people excluded. If you eat a fucking donut and you sit on your couch, you're gonna get fat. That's
Yeah.
no one's fault but your
Yeah,
own.
yeah, yeah.
Exactly. No, and I think that like by and large, like the notion of people saying that like, well, you're privileged because of your weight, and I'm like, I get that a lot of people are predispositioned to be
Yeah, no,
thinner
I
than
think that's
others,
actually bullshit.
but like also you need to take some fucking responsibility. Like it's not a privilege if you can choose it. That's not
Yeah.
what privilege
I-
is.
I
like
agree.
Yeah, I totally agree because like I was always a stockier person. I just turned into muscle.
yeah.
Right, like,
yeah,
like
for sure.
I didn't say like, oh, like it sucks that like I'm not skinny. I was like, no, like how do I turn the assets that I have into working
exactly.
for me?
And I
Yeah.
just think that it's like, it just makes me. I fucking hate it. Like
I hope
it's
I
just,
never hear that word again. Weight privilege.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like
No,
that's
that's like
the,
a big
that's
thing.
the that's
Yeah,
the
I
new
know.
thing.
I don't
That's
like
the new
it.
things like check your weight privilege. You know what I mean? It's just like it's not a privilege if you can choose it. It's
And
not
Yeah,
also,
that is
and
that.
also for the record, I know a lot of girls even that are a little bit larger that wear it great, are very confident.
Oh, yeah.
and are very strong. Like I don't think anything is about the way you look, both color, your race, your weight. I think it's about how you define it.
yeah.
And 90% of how people are like snakes. They can sniff vulnerability.
Yeah.
If you're strong, no matter what you look like, you're gonna be. People are gonna respect you.
Oh yeah.
On the show, because it's live 24/7, there were always, I mean, listen, there were 16 people in the house. I knew my role within it. Like I
Instantly.
wasn't like brought on as like the hot girl. Like there were fitness models in the house. I was like the
You were the
cute,
yoga-
young, like
yoga
kooky,
instructor.
a little like not with it, whatever. Like that was my role. As soon as I saw the other girls and like my body, like I've always been like up and down. Like I'm a small girl, but I'm not like fucking fit like these girls. And people would make comments all the time about like my weight or like the way my body
No
looked.
way.
Like she's so like, or like things like, oh, like we wouldn't expect her to like be that curvy for like a small girl. It's just like all this shit. And like I have stretch marks like any other fucking girl and like cellulite, and people would like make comments on it. And I just remember when I got to the house, I like put something up like, wait, so like you guys are saying I'm relatable. Like I'm a normal human being that most people can relate to.
Right,
Like not
like-
everyone is going to look like the people that they chose to be on a TV show that are
Right.
like, you know, perfect. Like, holy shit. I mean, when people make comments about weight, I'm like, that shit pisses me off so much.
It's so annoying. It's like, well,
So
that's
annoying.
definitely a man. Like that's
I know Amanda.
like
would
it's
be
a
so
it's
annoyed.
a
That's her thing with fitness stuff.
By the way,
dietary
Amanda
stuff.
invited on that. I heard she told you all about what happened today. She invited him on the podcast.
Oh,
Who?
she did.
So while you
Invited
guys,
who?
we'll get into it another time. But
We'll
just
talk about-
a kid. That,
We'll talk about that off. We'll talk about this off.
Yeah, basically, the kid FaceTimed me. I was here like 20 minutes before I got here, and then he's like, "I listened to your friend's." He didn't know I was outside of your home, but he's like, "I
Right.
listened to your friend's podcast. She's actually super educated and really smart, and I'd like to sit down with her. You're still a fucking idiot, though." And I was like, "I'm
Oh my god.
not."
That's
just
so
another. I date like really
stupid.
fucking weird people these days. and
That's
he's one of
ridiculous.
them.
Yeah, we can talk. We can
Like
talk about
really
that later.
like
I didn't.
jaded.
I told Amanda, I was like, you should put him on you should put him on blast and like put on the
on the hot seat.
for sure, put on the podcast. You know what's
It should be like a reality TV show. Bring them on, and then like halfway through, you come in the room. Ta-da!
yeah, like you walk in the
You're
room.
like, here, we're cornering you, motherfucker.
Hey,
like fucking
piece of
Chris
shit.
Anson. Like Chris Anson walks in, he's like, "Why don't you have a seat?" And you're just like, "Oh my god!" Like that's amazing.
Oh my God, I
we'll
would
talk about that.
love
That's
to
not
do
a
that with
we
Like
don't-
maybe like grab like a lasso and like tie him to the seat, and then you walk into
That's
the
what's
camera
up.
away.
Oh my
I
God,
love
that'd
that.
be kinda fun.
I just got such an insight. Such an insight. Wow.
That's
Did you see
amazing.
how excited
It's
you
getting
said from that?
late.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh yeah." Well, real fast. Like
What?
2 hours later.
yeah. No, but like real fast. Basically, like Kaitlyn like had this guy and then was saying like he's a
trainer.
He's a personal trainer and
At
basically.
Equinox in Beverly Hills, very
Equinox,
bouge,
yeah,
bouge.
for sure. So he's ingrained into like this LA kind of like
Have you seen what he looks like?
thing. No,
Wait, so you
was-
go to Equinox?
no.
This
She
is
just
a guy
she was a guy
I
that he was
seeing
like
for a little.
she was
Right,
like
but how'd
gonna
you
date
meet
with
him?
We met because
On Tinder.
I'm only on Raya.
100%. It's like not even that's
like,
bullshit.
When
Like,
I said that, I was like really hoping that was your response.
No,
Well, it
basically,
was.
like she had like dated this guy a little bit, and basically he was
Also,
God,
not
brain, I
my
can't fucking-
type. When you see this person,
you know-
I
you
don't
know,
want you
like-
to judge me.
You know, like I could have spent just from this. Yeah, that's great.
Wait,
Wait,
see
no,
this
no, it's really off-putting. You got to keep looking.
Well, no, anyway, but like this dude was essentially just like a personal trainer, and like there's this new thing of saying like certain foods now that like people shouldn't eat, and it's bad or whatever, and
He's a vegan.
and no.
He likes to tell me, like, one time he was at my place, we woke up the next morning and I was like making food, but he's very into making food for himself. Like, he doesn't, like, he'll do his own thing. So I made something for myself. Basically, I was like cutting up tomatoes and I was like eating them with whatever the eggs I was having. And he was like, my future wife and like the mother of my children doesn't eat tomatoes. And I was like,
Because of
dope.
the carbs, right?
No, because they're nightshades and
No,
like
so nightshades, but
nightshades
anyway,
are whatever.
Well, anyway,
You should have left him right there.
No,
oh
that
no,
was
he
the
the
last
guy's
time we
the guy's like a huge
sexually
piece
were
of
in
shit.
any.
Well, no, anyway, but like
But also,
basically,
like, I could just say from like just from the first 5 minutes of this podcast, I could tell you don't date a fitness trainer. That's not the vibe.
No, this is not. This was like a brief minute. But anyway, he's like a friend, not really. But so yeah, he
Yeah, he
I told
basically
Amanda
just, like-
about this. I was like,
he was pretty upset. Amanda was like, "What's going on?" He was just like, "Oh, blah 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 blah." But
Amanda
like,
knows him.
no,
no,
Amanda
no,
doesn't
no.
know. But I told Amanda, I'm like, I was getting with this guy that told me I can't eat nightshades, and she was like, oh my god, like.
Well, it's done because it's
Also,
just-
Amanda wants to bring him on to like debunk him.
I think
yeah,
she wants to
basically,
educate him.
she just want to educate him.
Oh, she wants to lay down the hammer.
Well, no, but here's the thing. Like immediately, Kaitlyn was like, "Well, like my friend, like Amanda is like, this is like you shouldn't be like completely eliminating that because it's not for everyone." Or whatever. And he instantly was like, Why are you just done like listen to this girl?" She's-
Yeah, he was like, "What's
he
the name of
literally-
your idiot friend's
He
podcast?"
literally said
And
she's a fucking idiot. Like literally called her an idiot.
And
was
I
like,
went in. This was all
you have
today.
to
She's
understand
about to
when he's
teach
dead
class.
if he comes over.
Oh, the guy has no idea what he's walking
But,
into.
but that being said, like
you have
he
to understand, I'm
did.
Mufasa, and you do not fuck with my tribe.
I will say though
he
that
has no idea.
he did totally like when he called before. He was like, "She's so smart." Like I
You
just,
call some
Exactly.
which
because he-
Amanda was like actually happy to hear.
No, 100%. But
Yeah.
like the dude instantly just like
He
wrote
called
it
your
off.
wife an idiot.
Because he's a fucking moron. But
He's
it's like,
dead.
I agree.
no, well, I mean, like,
Not
I have,
really.
Well, I
Podcast people.
have 2 black belts and was like, and like
Not
was
concerned.
on like the 2012 No, not 2012. Like several years ago, like I was on like Olympic.
Why have we
like
never talked about
like
this?
UFC, like
Something we should
UFC.
discuss.
Are you
like,
being serious right now?
I'm being dead serious. Like
Why haven't we talked
I
about
like
this?
came up
So
into
you're
martial
like
arts.
Chuck Liddell.
I worked.
I
in
actually
the,
one time spray tan Chuck Liddell.
Really? That's
I once
amazing.
bought sushi burritos from the same place as him and his wife.
His wife, I spray tan. I've seen both of them naked. And Chuck Liddell was on Celebrity Big Brother, so we had that.
Fucking Iceman, the dude is
He's
a
a beast.
monster. Like him and Brock Lesnar are just like, oh my
talk
god.
about it later.
Anyway, but like no, like I actually was on a team. It's like I was training in like the World Sandshoe World Cup and was like had been training like Muay
Damn.
Thai.
So you
like,
weren't concerned about
like-
meeting this kid?
No, I'm not concerned. I mean, again, like I'm solid 6'2", 230. Like have been for
I'm
almost
a-
20 years. Have been like trained very, very seriously in like mixed martial arts and like
I can deadlift like 600 pounds. I'll just pick
I'm
him up
not
and throw
really
him.
like really concerned about it, and also like I'm a big dude. I have a lot of experience like
You know
in
what
that
else he
arena,
has?
but also
chainsaws.
yeah. But I'm also like I'm a crazy guy from the South, and like I have fun guns, and
He
so I don't
is
give a
too.
shit.
He's from the
yeah.
South.
No, it's great. So
Cool.
no, anyway, that doesn't matter. It doesn't really care. No one matters.
The bottom
anymore.
line
no
is
one cares
this:
about
we
it
don't
anyway. But
like arrogant people that like think they know it all.
well,
Nobody
the
likes
problem,
to know it all.
well, the problem
That's
is
the Beverly Hills
well, the
Equinox.
problem is what it
Dude,
what,
Except for him. Yeah, I don't like him at all.
the thing, the problem is that he just assumed he's just like believing that people like what he reads and what he believes is just like he's kind of like saying all of these ridiculous things. So he's out of his element here, and he's like he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's like a personal trainer isn't even remotely even kind of on the same level as someone who's a registered
know what his
dietitian,
certifications
like
are?
dietitian,
I could tell you after this. I mean, he's not
dietitian.
an idiot. Like he's not.
Well, you call someone an idiot, you're inherently an idiot.
Actually, I'm
Yeah.
gonna take that back. He is an idiot, but, but everything he says does have. It's not like he comes up with things out of his ass. Like he is a science-based person. That being said, there's science to prove
a
and disprove a
reed-based
million.
person.
He just thinks that diet, like one person's thing, is like for everyone, which is not the case.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that because he's actually
We'll at
never
least save this for last.
He's never
Makes sense.
he's never like done this research on his own. He haven't actually
So we
gone
should
through
Bruce
this.
Banner him.
Like he's never really done like gone down that like road.
Yeah.
He doesn't really even know what like this research
What that road is.
Yeah.
is like.
Like hold your own experiment, asshole.
Yeah, like
I
the
love
dude,
that.
he just doesn't really know.
Wait, so is he gonna go on? Yep, I did that.
Yeah, like
It's
so you're
very
saying
like
that
it.
Amanda is like
So I'm waiting to come in here, and he FaceTimes me, and he's like, "So I listened to your friend's podcast. She's actually."
But then he
really
still
smart."
says you're an idiot.
Well, yeah. So I just like let him like he's just starts being like, I just think like you're this, you're that. I'm like, I don't like. I'm gonna let you have this moment. Like you can lay it on me. Like I'm not gonna take this on right now. But like please like continue saying what you need to say. And then I went in the house and I told Amanda, and she was like, "We gotta have him on."
Yeah, I'm
no,
in.
I'm definitely for it. And like I
as
told
long
her,
as I'm there as a bodyguard.
no, I
Stand
well, I told
outside.
Amanda I was like,
Inside,
we'll bring it
staring at
in,
him.
Yeah.
like bring him in here, like come in, like I'll engineer it, and we'll just like you guys can just have the thing, and like seems like it's gonna be like a real civil, like he wants to like learn, he wants
Oh,
to talk
yeah.
about it. And it's like it's
He'll be
probably
super
gonna
sweet
it's
and respectful and
100%. Like it's
totally
but
Right,
but
because Kyle's shotguns are gonna be in the corner.
right.
no, man, Amanda can definitely like.
Yeah.
Amanda can hold her own.
That'll be amazing.
Amanda can hold her own for sure. Like she doesn't need
You know what
me.
I'm thinking about, right? Bad Boys.
Oh, Bad Boys for sure.
Have you seen that movie?
Never.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's dumb.
I
But
No, it doesn't. It's not dumb. How dare you?
I love Bad Boys. But
There's a great scene.
no. But Amanda is very respectful. She's very like she's definitely like.
Oh, I've no doubt that she'll hold
100%.
herself in honor.
She'll be fine, but I will say it's going to be like obviously it's going to be a very civil conversation. It seems like he's going to be very nice. They're going to talk about it, and she's going to be able to like really educate him. But I will say the dude has no idea what he's walking into.
But what
Like,
I'm really
he
excited-
does
No.
not
Well,
have any idea what he's
do
walking
we
into.
all know-
Especially because I'm gonna insert myself in the situation and be here.
Yeah.
And I'll sit there and like while Amanda's like being polite and respectful, there will just be like moments where I'm like, yeah, fuck you. Like
That's amazing.
Well,
Like,
you want to know
So
the best
often.
part of all of this is going to be, and he's never going to listen to this podcast, so I can just say this. But
I'm
this
also
is
a little nervous though because it's like what happens like when I put on my Insta story, like guys like swipe up to listen and he does.
who gives a shit? Like
You're
he,
right. Do I
like, he
actually care?
forfeited,
No.
He forfeited that right.
yeah.
Whenever.
Well, I'm
he-
just going to say like the funny thing is going to be like he's going to come on to the podcast. man's going to lay down a lesson.
Yeah.
He's probably going to post about the podcast regardless. And Equinox can be like, you're an idiot. And you can't be a trainer here anymore.
That's amazing. That would be awesome. But
That would be a dream
no,
come true.
honestly, but I told Amanda, like, even before this happened, like earlier today, like whenever she told me whenever it happened, I was just like, Amanda, like, she was just like, no, I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of being able to say whatever he's want. I'm just going to go on and just basically talk about the experience and just let everybody know kind of what happened. And I was like, you know, you do whatever you want. I'm fine with however you want to structure this. But you just had a real life interaction, kind of proving why you even started this podcast to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, you literally just had a real conversation with somebody. Like, this is why you do this.
Yeah.
Like, to prove to people that this fucking, like, pop health bullshit, this one size fit all, the whole, you know, this whole, because like the barrier of entry of being being a personal trainer is ridiculous compared to what it's actually like being a real health
100%,
professional.
yes.
And the thing is, it's just, the dude's just absolutely ridiculous. He's way out of his depth here, talking about this. And Amanda is
What if he comes in as Professor Hulk?
that's Amanda has enough respect, because she's also gonna admit, just be like, I'm not a personal trainer, but like, I'm not trying to tell people how to live their lives according to like how you coach them and being able to like work out and things like that. That's fine. Like, you have things that you bring to the table. You have things that you have value in these things, but you're making these claims and you're like coming over into like my territory right now.
Yeah.
You can't make these these claims.
It's
like, you have no
dangerous.
idea. It's super dangerous. Like, so I'm really excited to actually, I'm glad that she wants to have him on.
Just to bring it full circle on this conversation, it'd be the same thing as if you started trying to give psychological advice.
Oh yeah, I would.
It'd be the same exact thing. How you were saying that, like
I'll
that.
refer you to someone else.
Right.
If it's
why
not my
is a trainer
expertise.
trying to give dietitian advice? It's like
Exactly.
It's the same thing as like saying that there's no difference between bullying online and bullying in person. There's significant differences between a
100%.
dietitian and
I would
someone that
love
works
for you
out.
to start going through my DMs. You would like the filtered ones. Those are the worst ones, because what happens is when you.
What do you mean by the filtered
So
ones?
like these are the. DMs.
I don't really use social media, so I'm very curious.
These are people that like I follow back
Okay.
that can message me, but then this section are people
Oh yeah.
that don't, and this just goes
Wait,
on
go up,
forever.
go up. Well, that's us.
Where? Oh, here we go. So like these. So I
You
don't follow
us.
your account
How
yet.
dare you?
Okay, well it's about to happen. So here it is, and now you could either allow or decline.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
So
So
you're
I
like,
get a lot of that. I get a lot of people like that too, from
Oh.
like being on tour and stuff
guys,
like
you
that.
have like a decent like following for something that just started.
Yeah, we got some
we got it.
some people
Got some
moving.
traction.
I love that. I just followed.
Anyway, I'm excited about that. I think it's be cool.
This was really fun.
Yeah, this is fun. We should.
Was this like 2
hop off.
hours?
It's over for sure.
Wow, this one really smooth. Like you before we started, I had asked Kyle. I was like, so what should I expect from Kaitlyn?
What did you say? I'm nervous.
No, he was
Why
just
is
like
it so nice?
once you get into the conversation, it's just gonna flow.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, I basically just told her, I was just like, she's super, super sweet. She's really, really easy to talk to. She's got a great sense of humor. And as soon as we sit down to talk,
And she's part of the Illuminati.
the 100% part of the Illuminati. Like, as soon as you sit
Thank you for
down,
recognizing.
the episode's just gonna kind of like direct itself. You know what I mean? Like, the conversation's just gonna go, and
Totally.
it's great. So
Thanks for having me, guys. This
thanks
is
for
fun.
taking time to just come hang with us. Like, I really appreciate it.
Duh.
And we definitely want to. Why don't you do a little bit of do yourself a
Yeah, do
little bit
some
of like
self-promo.
some self promo and just kind of
well,
push.
What's the
Since-
life coach website?
It's just katecoaching.com. If you guys are interested in my coaching services,
How do you spell
can
Kate?
K-A-I-T. If you're interested in
K-I-T?
K-A-I-T.
K-A-I-T.
And if you are interested in coaching services, you can click the coaching tab. I do 30-minute free discovery calls if it's something that you're interested in. We can kind of see if you're a match or a fit for each other. You can shoot me an email through that website. Also, since I mentioned before, I lose thousands of followers by the week. You can follow me on Instagram at Kaitlyn_Herman.
And you can go to the bungalow and get your phone number.
Yeah, and if you ever want to just see me out and about, I'm usually at the bungalow, usually ordering at least 7 to 8 Fireball shots for God knows who.
That's amazing.
New friends that I've made.
So if they order you a Fireball shot, that's a full safe way to get your phone number.
100%. 100%.
Love it. Love it.
So if you see me and you buy me a shot of Fireball, instant friends. I'll give you the last 4
amazing.
digits of my social at that
But not till
you don't
April.
even say
Not till
that. You
April,
don't even
though.
say that for the
Not till
second
April.
one.
Yeah, not till
For
April.
the
Say
second
again?
fireball shot.
point. Oh, yeah. No, not even. 1.
Passport number on number 3.
Yeah. I'll literally give you anything.
Like by shot number 5, like you guys are getting like Costco memberships
No.
together and shit. Like, you know.
Shot number
No,
6,
you're getting, like,
we're on the way to Home Depot to make a cake.
And then shot number 7, you're sharing phone bills because that's a bigger commitment than
for
staying
sure.
than buying a house. Like
On the
it
same
like
family
like
plan.
it goes move in together,
Yeah.
buy a car together, then just jump on the same phone plan because you're
Oh,
definitely
100%.
still on your parents' phone plan. 100%, right? Because every respectable Jewish girl is still on their
Listen, I'm
parent
still
plan.
I'm 24. I'm still under the same
You still have
health
Obamacare.
insurance.
Yeah, you're
You still got
chilling.
2. You still got
Dude, I got
a little over a year.
That's gonna be
I got
really-
real less aggressive at 27. Once
yeah.
I lost my my parents' health
I'm
care.
really nervous about it.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
same.
lie.
You have 2 more years though, right?
Yeah.
3
Right,
months.
so you'll be chill because Trump, God willing, won't be in office anymore.
Hope.
Yeah,
One
but he
could
could.
pray.
Yeah, he could win.
I'm trying to right now get like enough show because like I might be on more shows coming up. So like I'm trying to get that.
Do you have an
under-
agent?
I do, but
That's
he's
tight.
not. He's my agent for like socials. Like he's not.
You don't have like a TV agent. Why not?
Because I don't really need one at the moment.
Oh,
I'm not
really?
like trying to be an actor. Like it's just reality shows now reach out to me. Becomes like once you're on one, it becomes
cool.
like a thing.
Oh,
So
interesting.
you're just kind of figuring out the next step, what makes sense.
Yeah, what makes
that.
sense. Also, they pay really well, and I'm not really so as far as like a dating show is concerned. Do I want to do one for like respectable purposes? Absolutely not. But like, I'm not financially in a place to say no.
Yeah, I
so
get that.
I'm gonna
Totally.
freaking do it, and I'm 24. Like, I'm gonna own it. If I go on one, I'll do it. It'll be fine. And
We're excited.
Sounds fun.
I mean, listen.
I will watch it this time now that I know you.
Well, now that you know me, if I'm ever on a fucking show and you don't watch it, I'll be disappointed.
Like lose her fucking number. Like,
lose
like,
my 5
like you lost privilege, like friend privileges if you don't watch the show.
Yeah,
Like
that's how it works. When people, I mean, there's
Gave it
not.
back real quick with a fireball
But
shot.
you gain points. Those are my friends that gained points were the ones that said, as soon as you got evicted from Big Brother, we stopped watching. Like, that is commitment.
I'm not even
up.
going to stop watching. I'm going to call them and harass them.
yeah, that's even better.
that's what's up.
That's it.
You know what? Thanks for hanging with us.
Duh, anytime.
We're going to go
will-
inside and eat some cupcakes.
I
yeah,
need-
For sure.
I want like 4 of
I'm
us.
down. I'll
Do
eat
you
as
think
many
there's
as you
gonna
eat.
be? Do you think there's?
I'll go cupcake for cupcake.
That's what's up.
I'll eat as many as you eat. Like,
Yeah.
don't.
No, we can't do it the other
tempt
way
me.
around because
Don't tempt me with a good time. I'll eat at least 10. And Amanda knows
the
it.
first time I ever had edibles,
Yeah.
ever,
It was in a cupcake.
it was in a brownie, and I didn't know that they take more time to hit you.
Oh God! So how many did you
Ate the
have?
sheet.
Oh no.
I ate the
4
sheet.
days, I couldn't move out of the bed.
For 4 days.
Yeah, no, I homemade them. Ate it like a square. Didn't feel anything. I was like, maybe I made the butter wrong.
Yeah.
So I ate another one. I ate the whole sheet, and then like
Love it.
I was in like moving my arm from my side to my head felt like I climbed Mount Everest.
Were you relaxed?
No,
You were
no.
out of breath.
No, I was like deep in like
Not
just
a good
like
place.
folding onto each other.
I'm sorry.
No, it was an experience.
You
love
had
it.
to. You grow from it.
No, you do.
Yeah.
That's so great.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a great learning. Listen. I was the jackass that didn't do any googling as to. Like, I
Right,
should have been like by the third one. I should have been like, okay, I
you're
probably
an
made
idiot.
these okay. Maybe I need to
Oh,
read.
man. Yeah.
I'm the asshole that didn't read
like-
anything online.
This is your fault.
Yeah, 100%.
I love it.
Instead of looking online, being like, okay, does eating weed affect you differently than smoking it? Instead of doing that simple Google search, I was like, no, I'm gonna keep eating these.
I've actually never
my
had
God.
an edible.
You never had
Never?
that?
Never.
Can we
in
do
my
it
life.
together?
If you want.
You need to
Yes.
start small, and you need to
No,
like,
start large.
Wait, so
wait
how
at
long does it
least
take
like an
to
hour.
kick
like
it?
45 minutes to an hour.
45 minutes to an hour. That's the
a long
problem
time.
that people make is
Yeah.
they assume like, well, it's been a long time and I don't
you
feel
I
ever-
like
also
yet.
like, I'm not like a big
Do
smoker.
you ever have trouble sleeping? Ever?
Actually, no.
I was about
Me
to say like,
neither.
that's the
I was
face of
gonna-
somebody that's like, not having
No,
issues going
yeah.
to
But
sleep.
if
Like,
if let's say like
I'm, like,
you're
very
planning to go to
relaxed.
sleep at like 11,
Yeah.
and you eat like a 5 milligram edible at like 8, you're gonna like have the best sleep of your life.
Really? But that's how I feel with like one glass of red wine.
No. It's
It's
whole
very
different.
different.
Yeah, like you'll get like a full body high. You'll like feel your sheets in a way that you've never felt them before.
True.
That's true.
Yeah. Now, if you start, if you're gonna do an edible though, like start like maybe five, maybe 10, maybe 10
No,
the most.
no.
I'll say the
Five.
most. So five and
Also,
the
let's
indica.
take my
like,
body into consideration as well. Like
No. You're like what? 5'3"?
4'11" and a quarter.
No, stand up.
wait,
stand
you're
up.
not even 5 feet tall?
On maybe like on a good day when I'm not like scoliosis as fuck.
What?
Like if my posture's really good, stand up.
Yeah, that's true. True.
Jesus, I guess I didn't realize. I thought you were at least like 5'2", something like that.
No.
Damn.
Yeah, so
5
like
foot
5
on a good day.
milligrams.
Yeah,
5 milligrams.
5 milligrams and indica, not sativa, because you definitely
Yeah.
want to try something that's more chill.
So there's a cookie brand called Dr. Norm's, which I fucking love.
Okay.
Just have like one of their 5 milligram cookies.
That's cool. Yeah, give it a shot.
And also, if you start freaking out, no one in the history of humanity has ever died on an edible. You won't die.
Yeah,
Period.
Trust me, I've had so many experiences where I like take out my notepad and I'm like, dear like health students of America, like if I pass the amount of times if I pass tonight, like don't do drugs, like don't do them, like
That's so
it
funny.
wasn't
Acid?
worth it. No, I've literally only smoked weed, and it'll just be like me being really high, being like, don't do it, not
I love
worth
it.
it.
No, there's definitely right ways to do it to where you can like still feel somewhat in control and like just,
Tonight feels like a Friday night. I think I might do a bunch.
yeah.
Actually, I haven't smoked. I haven't in like months. Yeah.
No, it's a very different high. It's a very different high. It's
My brother's visiting in 2 weeks, and he's really into this. So, and he's coming from New York and
Yes.
California, like such a thing. So maybe
Yeah, try
we'll
it
do
out.
it together.
Yeah, totally.
Love a good brother
and,
sister
and please
bonding.
text our Nerds on Coffee thread with you and just give us the play-by-play.
I'll just like send selfies. It'll
Love
literally
it.
just be pictures of me like.
You're like, hey, what's going on, guys?
and we'll be like, oh, it's happening.
on.
Live stream.
You're gonna
Love
let me
it.
take over the account. It's like we have a Kaitlyn
Oh.
takeover.
No,
Oh, yeah,
I'll
100%.
100% let you take over the account if you're high
Just
on an edible.
Instagram story after Instagram
Yeah, no,
story.
we'll
That
give
would
you-
blow up.
No, we're
You
down.
High. Yeah,
We're
I love
down.
it.
Guys, it's me, Caitlin.
I
This
just took
is
the
my
edible.
journey.
Love it.
Let's do it.
Love it.
It's like you, yeah. Edible. You just have to be careful with Cali. See, when I came to Cali 5 years ago, visiting a friend, first time, 6 years ago, first time like as an adult, I was like very much the exact same as you were, like asshole, cocky New York Jew. I'm better than you. Fuck all of you.
Yeah, sure.
And my friend was like, yeah, you should probably eat like half of this edible. And I ate half, and I was like, no.
Yep.
And I ate the whole thing. And Cali weed is significantly more potent than a New York weed.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
significantly.
Oh, yeah.
So I spent 45 hours on his couch without moving.
I feel like you've had
It
a few
happens.
of these.
No, it's like the
100%.
only 2 times ever. Like, I barely drink. I've never blacked out. I'm like,
Really?
yeah, no. As, like, I have like a glass of wine while I write my book, and that's about it.
That's good.
There's been like a couple of moments that like I was too cocky and life
like
hit me
that.
in the face.
As it should. It's a
Oh,
growing.
man.
It's growth.
That's great.
No, but this was really awesome.
Yeah, this has been great.
No, I'm so glad
Again,
you did this.
thanks for hanging with us.
Anytime.
We will throw out your website whenever we're getting ready to release.
And we'll bring the Imperial Guard in for this guy's interview with Amanda.
Yep,
Oh my god, that'll be epic.
100%.
Maybe I should do a takeover during the interview.
Yeah.
I'll be like, so
Oh, yeah.
I'm on the outside, and it sounds like things are not going well.
On an edible.
That's
Oh
amazing.
my god! I'm gonna take the edible before it starts. He's gonna enter. Oh my god! This
I
sounds.
love it.
This sounds like a lot of. I think we should do it.
It sounds like a new reality
What if we
TV
all
show.
do it?
Caitlyn
while
on
they're
edibles, reality TV show.
I feel like people
That's
would watch
amazing.
it. Kate coaching.
Love it.
It's terrible for my brand. All right.
No, you'll be fine. Everything's fine. We're all
Yeah,
fine.
it's
Everyone's
just truth. Truth.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for sticking with us for this episode. We'll talk to you soon. Kaitlyn Herman, we're gonna let you know about her site. If you want to learn more about life coaching and things that she's done and how she can help you, we'll plug that and we'll have all those links ready to go whenever we get this episode out.
Totally.
And yeah, everybody have a good night.
Yeah, love you all.
Thanks.
Bye.